Hello and welcome to Revamped, a rewatch podcast covering my all-time favorite shows and movies. I'm your host, Brandon Alexander.
And I'm your co-host, Courtney Autumn.
Together, we've been journeying through Buffy the Vampire Slayer, patrolling the streets of Sunnydale, but now our path expands beyond the Hellmouth as we continue to follow Buffy's battles and growth.
We also step into the shadowy streets of Los Angeles to join Angel on his quest for redemption and his fight to discover what it truly means to be a champion.
Venture with us through every episode in order as we experience the story from two perspectives, Courtney's first time watch and my seasoned rewatch, doubling down on the themes and moments that shape the Buffyverse.
We'll examine pivotal choices, major story arcs, and explore the deeper layers of each show's continued character growth and development.
All while engaging in conversations and sharing our own authentic thoughts and feelings to what's unfolding before us.
So sharpen your stakes, ready your swords,
and continue to stand with us against the forces of darkness as we journey through the supernatural worlds of Buffy the Vampire Slayer
and Angel.
Let's get into this episode.
Will you sing it?
Alexa, play.
I'm about to die.
Courtney, what am I supposed to do? Sit around and wait for you?
Yes.
Well, I can't do that.
Yes, you can.
Oh, okay. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the next episode of Revamped.
Today, we're covering
Shared
Season 4, Episode 2, Living Conditions.
I'm leaving it. I think that should be it. Alexa, shut the fuck up. We'll see how that goes.
That was the most unhinged intro. We're here for it.
Well, guess what? This episode aired October 12th, 1999. It was written by Marty Noxon and directed by David Grossman. I love it. You just came in so perfectly. Did you just say season 4, episode 2, or did we even say we were here to cover Buffy the Vampire Slayer? They know we're here to cover Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, wait, yeah. Just say it now and then edit it in. Oh, wait, no, the song's not playing in the background.
No, it's okay. They know.
They know.
Right. And if
we're
you
here
don't
for
know,
Buffy this time.
Oh yeah, not Angel. We're not the holier than thou. It's the holier than Buffy podcast today.
I know. I was all amped and ready to come in here and be like, na 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 na.
Okay, it's a little bit quicker than that, but yeah, you get the idea. No, today's round.
Yeah.
And the cat feeder will be going off in a little bit, just so if anybody's looking forward to it, it'll be here soon because we're recording in the evening. But unfortunately, next week and the weeks after that, we will be back on our regular morning schedule, so the cat feeder will not be going off. Very sorry to disappoint. Maybe it'll reappear around episode 5. Who knows? Oh my god, it's so much fun. Okay, yeah. So this episode, Buffy's living arrangement quickly becomes a source of stress as her new roommate, Kathy, begins to disrupt her life. As tensions escalate, Buffy discovers that Kathy is not who she appears to be and that a demonic threat tied to her past has come looking for her. I like that one. I was like all ominous, like we don't know who Kathy is. Who's Kathy? My mom.
Literally every time I think about your mom, though, every time I hear Kathy.
Same. And this bitch.
Now, yes.
I know, right? We got 2 Kathys to be looking forward to in the rest of life. I'll be like Kathy, and you'll be like, which one? I'll be like, they're the same. Annoying.
Brandon, did you have to write down all your phone calls when you were a kid?
Yes.
Then I'm going to start asking you questions like that. Did your mom write her name on all the things in the refrigerator, like even including each individual egg?
I fucking wish. Bro, that was crazy. I can't wait to do this one. This is going to be so much fun. Guest stars this episode. Clearly, we have Dagney Kerr as Miss Kathy Newman. Other recurring roles on the TV shows that she's been on, they include Pretty Little Liars, ER, 6 Feet Under, and 𝑳𝑰𝑽𝑵. And I obviously, as you'll go to hear soon enough, know her as Miss Nurse Ruth Ann Heisel from season 3 of Desperate Housewives, because we know I'll be liking Desperate Housewives on this podcast. It's the Desperate Housewives podcast. We're quitting Buffy and going to do Desperate Housewives.
Oh,
well. No, but for real, we like Dagney Kerr. We're going to talk some more about her in a little bit. And then we have Adam Kaufman, who is introduced as Parker Abrams. And if any of you just vomited in your mouth, there's a reason. No spoilers for Courtney, though. She'll find out next episode.
Oh, hell.
It's going to be great. Okay, so first off, as per norms, we need to know what you... No, actually, my first question, I'm going to gear it back differently. Did you enjoy this episode?
Yes, very much so.
Did you expect this episode?
I expected something weird. I didn't expect exactly this, but obviously given the title of the episode was Living Conditions, I assumed it had something to do directly with Buffy and her roommate situation. But yeah, didn't see that whole strange turn of events happening there at the end. So yes and no. I kind of foresaw it, but not to the extent in which we got to at the end of the episode.
Did you have fun rewatching it just a little bit ago, like seeing some of the scenes again and stuff, and like probably taking it a little bit differently?
Yes. And I'm glad I did, because there were things that there's so much going on in this episode, and it's more fun. You know, there's not really a whole lot of like seriousness going on.
It's not serious at all, no.
Yeah. But there is a lot going on constantly. So there's stuff that was missed clearly, because we were also doing this on a live watch. So that was also a different setting to be watching the episode in. But yeah, I'm glad I rewatched it. There were lots of little things that I didn't catch the first time, especially in regards to Oz and Giles and some of the dialogue they had in the show that was really funny, or in this episode that was really funny. And yeah, so it was just as much fun basically watching it a second time, even though I watched it for the first time just like a week ago.
I know, right? We had fun with that, though. For anybody that tuned into the live watch, thank you for coming, first off. We had fun with you guys. But just in general, that was a fun little event to watch live. Only thing I hated about it is, like, on my phone screen where the live was taking place, the screen for comments was over your, like, little icon, like the square that your face was in and stuff. So like I had to kind of look through the words that were popping up that people were writing and commenting to kind of see you. So I couldn't actually see your reactions full on, but some of them I could at certain moments and stuff like that. But overall it was funny because I got to hear them. I got to be there. So it was like a whole thing. But this was a fun episode to live watch if we ever watched any like online, you know what I mean? But getting together, I don't know, it kind of gives me, I feel like if we had watched it, because if we hadn't done a live watch party, we would have done like an online probably view of it, because I wouldn't have to see your face when some of the shit happens. And I feel like there would have been like another doppelgangland had we had just been like solo dolo and not, you know, online streaming and shit like that. It would have been very similar to like laughing or pausing the episode to be a little unhinged for a second, be like, what the fuck? We would have been making way more comments than we were, because we would have been like, wow, it would have been great. But it was so great. So, any other thoughts, like what you thought about the episode in general, or like enjoying the episode?
It was way more fun than I thought it would be. I thought like with the title of Living Conditions that there would be a little bit more seriousness kind of thrown in somewhere, just because we were coming off such a serious tone from last episode, which was our opening episode for the season. So it was just kind of like the heavy shift into this really lighthearted shift where it was more humorous, kind of, in my opinion. I didn't really foresee that. I didn't foresee that coming. And I'm glad for it, because I feel like these episodes always give us a little breathing room in between certain things and whatnot. So I know that probably what's next is probably not going to be as lighthearted. So I don't know, but yeah.
Wait till we get the Slayer prediction for the title of next episode. That'll be fun.
Oh yeah, that was gonna be fun. I am excited to see what's next, and that is something that the show's always really good about, is that I always want to see what's gonna happen next. I always want to watch the episode like right after we end the episode. And another thing that they do always, that I always comment on, is that they do such a good job with making you still feel relatable to what Buffy's going through, you know. And I'm sure that like anyone who's had, whether it's a college experience or just a regular roommate experience, I think we've all kind of been there in a weird territory with roommates before. And I feel like you can feel all those emotions rushing back, and you're just like, oh shit, I get it, like girl, like, you know, I went through that phase where I'm trying to preach to the choir and no one's listening to me about a certain somebody, or, you know, and stuff like that. That's just I love the show for it. So
That my next question was so funny you just said what you said. I wrote in here to ask you, have you ever lived with someone that you just couldn't stand or grew real tired of real quick living with and couldn't wait to get away from them?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Same.
Like
I was
my
gonna say
own
maybe more
version
times
of a
than one.
Kathy, but opposite, because it wasn't like there's no OCD or there's no like being clean or there's no like none of that was happening.
I was expecting you to come in hot with like, yes, and it was the same exact person that you lived with also.
It is.
I know.
But it is.
For the most part. I feel like that's really the only other like person that I've ever been like so annoyed living with in a certain aspect to where it's like kind of platonic in that way. Because I feel like if you're in a relationship that's just turning sour or negative, like we both
That's
had
a
that
given.
experience a
Yeah.
couple of different times ourselves.
Mm.
Like you're just kind of ready to get away from that person. That's a different dynamic than choosing to live with like a roommate and just realizing that you can't coincide together. Like this could have never been us. We talk about 2011 living together too much. We so much to where nowadays it's been what 15 years, 14 years since we've actually physically lived together, and we still be talking about how when we build our mountain houses, we're having connecting halls and we're
Basically, we're
living on the
just
same land
making
and
plans
to be
for
forever
the
roommates.
last chapter of our lives where we're chilling to be together.
We're Buffy and
So
Willow, but you better not eat my peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
you better write your name on it
Oh,
with the peanut butter. Spell it with your P's.
nut butters. Your peas, nut butter. What is this episode? Originally, whenever I first did this walkthrough and was writing in some of my notes and stuff, I thought it was really funny because I was having a really hard time, like a challenge to develop the script, because coming off of last episode where I had like 6 pages worth of docs where, you know, when we first started doing the show season 1, I had like 12 to 13 pages of like walkthrough for the episode, and now I've like magically shortened them down between 6 and 8. But this episode I got back up to 9 again, and I was like, fuck, I just want to include so much because there's so much dialogue and like scene by scene shit happening, like you kind of were saying. It just keeps it rolling. I was like, I can't leave that out. I can't leave that out. I'm like, oh my god, this is too funny to not leave. Like, what to not put in here? Like, why wouldn't I? So this one was like different. So it probably will be like our normal recording time, to be quite honest. I was hoping to fly through it just because it was, and by fly through it, I don't mean just like go through and like whatever. I want to give it its own time because it's a great episode. But we've given it so much attention in general, and I say that again later because of everything we've done with it, live watch, like, you know. I'll say that in a second because I'm jumping ahead. But in general, like this episode's really fun. It was fun to return to because watching it, I found myself laughing just as much as I always have, if not more, because I'm really paying attention now too. But that also made it kind of difficult to like do my walkthrough because I'm sitting here watching the episode. I'm like, oh yeah, I probably should be typing stuff, like, because I'm sitting here watching the episode and laughing, or like having to stop what I'm doing and
I
pause the
did the
episode because
same
I'm
thing.
laughing and shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's just funny. The whole episode is hilarious. I think it's one of the funniest episodes we've really had on the show in general, just because of like dynamic wise, and for me, seeing just the combativeness between Buffy and someone like Kathy. Like, we've never seen Buffy paired up against somebody in this way. It's usually like an evil foe that she knows the whole episode is bad or something and they're up against, whereas this is just like, to our own surprise, like a not so normal girl trying to be normal, whatever you want to call it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think it's a phenomenal episode. Like, me and my sister Tiffany, we used to love this one so much, and we'd watch it on repeat often. Just because it's so funny to watch this dynamic go on. And like, I don't know, it's like a lighthearted episode too, and it's nothing too serious. I noticed too that Buffy's struggle with college is still continuing, just in a different aspect. It's now in her like actual living situation, you know, conditionally. But like the freshman, she was so beaten down and kind of insecure or not feeling like she's got her footing. In this episode, it's kind of the same way. She just really still isn't catching a break at college, just in a different format. Like, we didn't get to see her really going to any classes this episode or doing anything that. Now she's dealing with the in-house kind of bullshit. So like, it's still one thing after another for Buffy. And like, just thinking about like the episodes that are about to come, that still kind of continues in the first little bit of like the first handful of episodes. Buffy is still kind of like, what the fuck is college? What the fuck is my life? Like, and I didn't realize that ever before. I just like kind of get wrapped up in the story, and I'm not analyzing the fact that like Buffy is still having a shit show of a life. Like, no matter whether it's funny or kind of like whatever, it's just bullshit's happening.
I noticed too that like when they're not showing her actively in class, it's really easy to get lost in just the characters being placed where they are, because with Xander being so in this episode and kind of hanging with them at school and doing their day-to-day things, it almost makes you forget that she's like momentarily, you
Yeah.
know, like it's like, you know, without knowing, but it's not in the forefront of your awareness. So that's also, I think, why it's not, you know, we're kind of like, oh shit, she's still like struggling through college, because I done forgot she was in college this whole episode.
Yeah,
And
it's a whole different atmosphere.
except for the few times that they really, really touch base on that, but you just completely forget about it because there's so much going on, even with the fact that she's in a college roommate situation. There's just so much going on, and you yourself as a viewer are kind of wondering what's happening, you know, like, is Buffy crazy? Is she tripping? Is she overreaching? Like, is everything just compounding right now, and like she's being too paranoid? I don't know, you know, like, you do kind of go there through more than half the episode until it's like super duper clear that Buffy's not wrong, and here no one else is believing her for the first time probably ever. And yeah, it's just frustrating when she's like advocating for what is happening in her living situation, and no one's believing her, and they're just
that's like common for them to not believe Buffy, like her telling them about Sid the dummy. Like, this is like a staple. This is actually something else in my notes, and a little bit it annoys me as the continued Buffy trope happens where they don't believe in her for something she's saying. Like, this is something we've actually discussed on the podcast a few different times when it's happened.
No, but I mean to this degree, because it is not until the last literally 2 minutes
Second that
of
they
the
believe,
episode,
yes,
literally, you know, like they full on do an intervention against her because of how much they don't believe her. Like, it's such an extreme. So I'm like, God, they're really doubling down on the fact that this is absolutely not happening.
I'm sure I'll say it again later, but I'm actually really glad that Willow basically apologizes to Buffy finally. Like, Buffy finally gets like recognition for being right, and like people being doubtful of her. Like, this is the first time it's ever kind of, I feel like, if I'm not wrong, voiced by someone to say, oh, I'm sorry I didn't believe you, or like whatever, that you were right the whole time. And I'd be loving some moments where people do the little hair flip and be like, I told you so.
Accountability. We love that.
100%. This episode makes me live. I know I'm quote unquote healed and don't act as petty. Usually it's in a joking stance or something, but like all the passive aggressiveness and sideways comments and like all this is like, I was living for this. Favorite. A part inside of me was just like having so much fun watching this ramped up sarcasm, irritation, all of this. It's like you said, we kind of have all been here before. I'm sure everybody's lived with somebody. So like where they bring out this energy that just like basically ends up possessing you. That's the perfect way to put it, because it's what they do to Buffy. And like you grow like shorten your energy, shorten your temper, like
yeah, you just don't have time for
your patience gets on it. And then eventually you basically almost come to blows without being a physical altercation, you would hope, in most situations, because you're doing little stuff like writing your name all over stuff in the fridge, or kicking the fucking rug, or opening the window because you know that bitch hates
I wish I could remember some of the petty shit I've done.
Same.
Because I know I have. I'm sure my roommates do. They probably like, oh, bitch, I got you. You want the list?
Yeah.
I do. Email it to me.
I know Sarah Michelle Gellar and Dagney Kerr had to have so much fun doing this, like creating this whole thing. Like, it's something I really find interesting too, before we get into the actual episode and whatever I have to say about this bitch as we go along. Like, Kathy as a character, it really is, she portrays Dagney herself, a character that really makes your skin crawl. And not just for the fact that she's trying to steal your soul, and we're getting to see that behind the scenes, even though we don't know what's her until the end and stuff. Once you watch it a second time around, you already know what's happening and all this other stuff. Like,
oh, that's another thing. When I watch it a second time around, the way that I'll talk about it when we get to it, but yeah, she's a bitch.
I feel like the episode, like subtextually though, like pairs really well, not just with metaphor and other things like that, but like kind of a metaphor and breakdown of like people draining you and kind of sucking the life out of you when you live with them. Like we was just kind of saying in a second before I really got into Kathy, but I thought that was the perfect way to do it. And like, I don't know, it makes you really appreciate when you step back from like the monstrous side of Kathy, how much she is kind of just a girl when you really think about her story. If you separate it from what she's doing, how she tried to leave her own dimension and start a new life. Essentially, she was just a girl on the road trying to live her best crossroads moment, like whatever you want to call it. And she unfortunately got fucking paired with a vampire slayer as her roommate, just as much as Buffy, of course, gets paired with a monster. Like, I'm surprised this wasn't Xander. If Xander was at college, this would have been his episode to get paired with a demon. You know what I mean? Like 100%.
No doubt.
But like, I kind of had it brought to my attention that Kathy might not have been as much of a villain as people would have thought. And she really just want to just be a normal girl. Like again, I say, you know, the whole steal a human soul thing is like kind of the only thing that she does that's not the best to do. But it seems like she was like a positive demon. Her atmosphere, I don't know what her demons do and what their clans, they might just be demons that just like chill with their own race and their own world, like some other dimension. The dimension could not have torture or murder or anything like that. They could just be chill ass like demons. You know what I mean? About their own clan. And she just got tired of that life.
And then I wonder how successful would she have been if the human version of her, the regular ordinary girl that we see along the episode, wasn't so anal and like obsessive compulsive and all these things and annoying qualities that triggered Buffy. And what if she was like chill and she was like Willow and they really hit it off, and then meanwhile this bitch is like doing all this unknown shit that Buffy doesn't know about. So I'm just like, how would this have been so differently if they hit it off and got along, you know?
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of different ways to look at it in that aspect of like, had she have come and been a roommate with somebody else, she would have basically got that girl's soul or boys, whoever. And then like that her, when at the end of the episode or whenever, that when those people finally came looking for her family, they would have took back the other person that didn't have a soul, assuming that was that. I don't know how that works out. I don't know if they,
I don't either.
She's just lost in the crowd because she looks different.
Or what?
The stuff that I was saying about her kind of being misunderstood and not recognized as the villain, that stuff came straight from the source herself. Because fun little thing for people that are listening right now, I was able to sit down and chat with Dagney Kerr, who portrays Kathy, this past week, and do a little interview for a bonus episode that is airing today with this coverage. So you'll have to go check this out, obviously, and listen to that. It's, you know, like a half hour or so of content of us talking about different whatever I had in the moment to come up with to talk to her and question her about. But she had some points that where she, like, at one point, without giving away too much, where she was like, I didn't realize I was a villain on the show. She's just like, I thought I was this misunderstood girl. And if anything, I felt like Buffy didn't give me the time of day and the chance. And I was like, well, you were kind of trying to suck her soul out and kill her, like to get taken back to some demon dimension. She's like, yeah, but I'm like, what the fuck?
Reminder.
I have never heard this take before, but like parts of that exposed me to where I was just like, what the fuck? But I thought it was interesting. So you guys definitely go listen to that. I know you all will, because why wouldn't you? I've got some clips I'll put on Instagram and stuff too from those moments too, because I recorded parts of it before me and her started getting disconnected and annoying and having to switch her. We had to like go on Instagram and finish the last 10 minutes of it through a video call of her on speakerphone because her signal wasn't working. By the way, to say that now for you and your knowledge, Squadcast, if you ever have somebody that's joining from their phone, that's still the beta version. So they will disconnect and they will have choppy feed footage. I don't know if people
sure that already happened to me just the other day.
Oh, cool. Well,
yeah.
Too little, too late for that one.
Know it for next time.
Oh, cat feeder. Yeah, but I did finish writing in like my last little bit of notes that Dagney was a really sweet person in real life, and I thought she brought so much life to the role of Kathy, and I think that's what makes the character so memorable, because as a character, like when people, if you know, I talk to a Buffy fan and they're like, who are some of your favorite villains? I always tend to bring up Kathy, because she's very out. She's in one, well, I mean, she's in 2 episodes, but she's in one specific episode where she plays the monster of the week and all this. And you still remember all these years later because of the instances that go down in this episode and the twist and just the annoying factor of her. You can't ever hear Cher's believe without immediately thinking of this again. And it's kind of funny because like my mom would play, she got this CD whenever it came out that year, and she played that shit on loop too. Like the music video was always on the TV, and I watched the episode and I didn't really ever think that much of it because it was just like pop culture at the time that song was out. It was what was thriving. Now, like thinking back on it, I was like, damn, my mom kind of what it really was like, Kathy playing that song on a loop, and Shania Twain and fucking Celine Dion, unironically, like all these pop divas and shit like that. But anyways, I don't want to waste any more time sitting here talking about the thing. I think we should go ahead and get into it so we can actually, one, go through this long ass script that I wrote, but also have fun remembering all of what you watched 20 minutes ago / last week / me 100 times. So we open in Buffy's dorm room as she clocks Kathy's music as so.
I know. This song is super fun, isn't it? You bet. It just gets funner and funner every time you play it.
which I thought was a fun little playback because she says this whole year is going to be super fun when she puts the Celine Dion poster up on the wall. So like her saying super fun, and Buffy's like, this song is not fucking fun, just so you know, because we read it all over Buffy's face. Fun fact for later that I'll go ahead and burn right now, like / what Dagney told me, but I actually also read it on the Buffy fun facts section of the Buffy wiki page. Mariah Carey's song Butterfly was originally the song in the script that they said Kathy plays on repeat, and I'm really glad they changed it to Cher, even though Mariah Carey was like a pop diva of the like time too. That would have been just as probably annoying, but I feel like this song, just something about the music coming on is just insane. Like,
I almost feel like that Mariah Carey would have been a little less annoying in a way.
That's what I'm saying. Like this has a techno vibe, so you're like, oh my god, here we go again, like we're at a fucking dance rave or some shit, and like all these things. Like, oh my god. But Buffy needs to get the fuck out of this room and blames it on being caffeine deprived, not Cher deprived, and heads out for a frothed coffee and some studying. Kathy comments the coffee this late and might keep Buffy up, and she's already momming this bitch at this point. And Buffy reminds her, you know, she's already said she's more of a night person, so she might be coming home late. And I love how Kathy goes right into passive-aggressive territory. She notes, so she's like, oh, I didn't realize that meant you might be coming and going at all hours. Like, and Buffy's just like, oh, I'm sorry. And she's like, oh, no, it's not a problem. I'm like, but you just kind of made it feel like it was a problem. Like, I
know, and I love that that's what her thing is. Like, every time she makes some sort of statement like that, she's like, not that I mind.
Then why are you bringing it up?
Like, it seems as though you do mind.
Listen, I feel like me and you would be in Buffy's situation and be like, did you want to get slapped?
Oh, yeah, literally.
Did you want to fuck off? Do we need to go outside and get you high? Not Kathy. We need to give her 4 edibles so she goes to sleep. That way she ain't trying to kill our soul. That's actually what she was doing. She was smoking what Buffy had smoked out in the hallway and sucking the weed up. That was what was left over lungs from when she lived at the Summers residence. You know, she met Joyce outside for a doobie, and that was the actual smoke. I wish I'd actually put that in my notes because that's funny and I love how I came up with that. Either way, this bitch coming and going at all hours. Then quickly backtracks and insists that she doesn't mind, as we already basically said. I forgot. Buffy promises I have a script read. Buffy promises to be a quiet roommate. As Buffy tries to leave again, Kathy stops her to explain the fun little phone log system that she's created so they can track calls and split the bill fairly. Buffy's phase when Kathy, like Sarah Michelle Gellar, I just know, I wonder if she channeled parts of her own life or just like did this because she did it too well. But like her face is like, what now? Like, it's so annoyed. And we're also kind of like that too. I'm like, Buffy's trying to leave, like quit talking to her. But like, it's kind of one of those things, like when you're trying to get away from somebody, it makes it a completely different energy. Because if it was like me and you, like how many times do I come back in your house when I'm going to leave, or walk back to the door, or be like talking to you across the counter after we just came inside to grab my things and collect it? Like, I just don't actually leave. And I'd be like, oh, I forgot this, or oh mate, or you know, even when we lived together, I'd pop back in your room and like take 45 minutes to actually get out the fucking thing or do what we're like, we just procrastinate in that way. But it was okay. In this situation, it's not.
It's not.
Kathy also brings up in this moment the missing milk that Buffy used for her coffee, assuring her it's not a problem. She just wanted to. Oh, hold on. The song stopped. We got to go back and press play because that's what she does in this moment. She stops her own self in the sentence, presses play on the song again, and Buffy's face fucking again, and the energy goes right over her fucking head. Like if Kathy had not been having her back turned to push play on that CD player, Buffy's just like, oh my god, like I feel this is me. Like I feel this is such an identity part of my life, and think like me whenever people aren't looking and they've done something that annoys me, if they could just see my face, I'd be caught in such a bad moment because I'm not good at hiding my shit. Like whenever people are doing stuff that's
totally, yeah.
Like I would have still had that face on.
Yeah, me too.
Buffy apologizes and Kathy reassures her that she just wanted to make sure that there wasn't a thief, you know, in the dorm room only where the two of them live in this moment. Like this part always confused me.
And it's only about milk.
It's about milk. You borrowed like literally what, maybe a tablespoon to mix in your coffee or two?
I know. I'm like, how did she know? Like, are you putting marks on your milk?
I don't know what's happening.
Like,
and Buffy clearly ain't got no milk because when they open the refrigerator later, everything that's labeled in there is Kathy. So Buffy, but we got some moments to talk about Buffy being slack in this episode.
We do.
Because Buffy needs to slap down for herself. Like she needs to get her ass beat a little bit, and she kind of does by Kathy. But like Buffy needs to be told off about some things too. So we're gonna be doing that. We're gonna be hating on her just as much as Kathy.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Aside from her getting her soul sucked, before she starts getting her soul sucked, there's some problems. Buffy finally escapes as Kathy keeps ironing her jeans. Outside, Buffy walks with Willow, venting about how hard it is just to leave her room and how Kathy has serious mini-mom energy. Buffy hears something in the bushes and asks Willow if she's heard it too. I love Willow because she's brushing it off. She's like, I'm chewing my gum kind of loud. And then Buffy's like, no, I don't think that's it. And she's like, my shoes are squeaky. She's like, bitch.
It's
And then
pissing me off.
I love it. She's like,
I'm looking for something lurky here, Will. Sorry, no.
Willow fashion watch. Like, Willow's haircut, I really like it. Right now, last episode it wasn't styled as much, but they've actually kicked it differently, kind of roughed it up and stuff. And this was like a 2000s trend that they did where it was the kicked out flippy kind of look, especially a cropped like neckline bobby type thing. I really like her color now. It's a little bit more vibrant red as well. I remember cutting my sister Jennifer's hair, like not as short as Willow's is, but off the shoulder, kind of like right at the collarbone. My sister Jennifer wanted layers like this that you kind of flat ironed and like cupped up and then hairsprayed so they kind of whipped out your head. Rebᴜ
Like
used to wear her hair like this on the
Yes.
show a whole lot too. It was just a whole trend thing that went around, and I was like, thank God by the time I became a hairdresser, this was phased out. Because if I had to, I mean, I did it a couple of times on Jennifer, but like I didn't have to do it like the whole career. Like I've had to do like A-line stack bobs, like the fucking angled bob was like a whole thing back in the day, and that was the haircut that I got the most annoyed with doing. I was just like, I don't do that haircut. I'm sorry, it's not 2007 or 2001 or whatever the case. Buffy and Willow keep walking, and Buffy admits that she was hoping for some Slayer play tonight to work off some of this obvious roommate-induced frustration she has. She's like, I need to kick something's ass so I feel better. And we know this is Buffy's outlet for this type of stuff. It's giving Ted, and like when she's frustrated, she needs to go wail on something. It also kind of ties back in that way to Faith, basically wanting to pummel things to get her emotions and feelings out. So thank God Slayers have, like, even though we've talked about it being an unhealthy outlet, they still have an outlet to channel frustration and aggression, like quite literally into something's face, but not a human. It's better than beating up your partner or like getting pissed off at your girlfriend and beating her up and then go and hang out with your buddies. Like, you know, that's not what Buffy's doing here. Willow agrees roommates can be challenging, and we find out that hers is also an issue. And at this moment it's cute because we don't find out how that is an issue, but she just like, we assume she's just trying to relate with Buffy until we actually see later like that she has a worse off roommate than truly Buffy does, except for the soul sucking. We're gonna say that a lot this episode, except for the soul sucking. And then Willow chalks it up to like college is just a time of change and adjustment. Very, very true. They split up so Willow can go meet Oz, and she wishes Buffy monsters, and Buffy requests that specifically, as an actual cloaked orange-skinned demon lurks in the bushes, and we see him watching Buffy pass with glowing neon eyes. The eyes fade to black, and we cue the Buffy theme. Back in the same place, Buffy is outside hearing the lurky noises again, and Twig snapping this time and calls out,
All right. Why don't you quit hiding, come out and face me like a thing?
as Kathy then comes running out into the open, energized and super happy that she's caught up to Buffy, having figured she would tag along for a decaf latte with certainly no froth, because we know she's not getting froth. Decaf latte, so she wants
Why
to stay up all
even
night.
bother?
Why? Well, you better have some coffee because you got a soul suck tonight, bitch. You gonna be up late. The fuck? She's talking about, well, I can't be too thirsty. I gotta drink some fucking smoke later out of this bitch's. I gotta drink this bitch's soul.
I gotta
later.
drink some soul later.
She's like, that's why I don't worry about milk, because I just put soul in my coffee. No froth for me. Hold it, please.
She's like, that's why I know my milk was gone, because I don't even drink it.
She sucks Buffy's like shit up, and she'd be like, tastes like hazelnut.
She's like, tastes like my milk.
Yeah, maybe that's why she did this to Buffy, because Buffy was annoying her and stealing her stuff. She's like, well, this is the bitch I'll do it to. I was gonna do it to somebody else, but you know what, Buffy, you got it coming. It was the bubble gum. It was the chewing gum. That was what really set her off. And she was like, you know what, bye. She said, my name is Courtney, bye.
It was the window.
Windows open, happy?
Again, Buffy's face whenever Kathy comes out, she's like, oh fuck. But I love this little moment, because when you watch it a second time, or even in the future like rewatches, what I love about this is if you catch it, Buffy says, come out and face me like a thing. And then the actual monster that we don't know yet comes running out of the bushes. So it's kind of directly in your face that Kathy's the villain. And it's like subtle context, if you pay attention to those clues, that this is actually what's happening, even though we know there's actual monsters out here too, you know? But I like how they play that off. Looking back, I was like, that's kind of fun for us to like see. Buffy grows displeased and is displeased with this decision and walks with Kathy until she hears a feral growl, then pushes Kathy over into the bushes as the demon attacks Buffy, and she fights it, fending it off. And having met its match, it quickly runs away. Gets the fuck out of there. You know, I gotta do it. Kathy returns to her feet to complain about the mud all over her now ruined sweater, and the two make their way back to the dorm to get Kathy cleaned up after Buffy excuses that the guy was just a mugger as cover story. I'm curious if Kathy actually saw these people attack, and then she was like, this is where she figured out, like, fuck, they're coming after me. Because she says later to Buffy, she's like, I came here to go to college, and then these guys started coming after me. So she's been dodging them. I wonder if this is around the same time frame where she started noticing they were there too, and she decided to be with Buffy, one, because like if she's with somebody else, they probably won't attack or make themselves known, but then also gets this idea to be like, oh, I'm going to trade souls with this bitch, so they take her instead of me. Like, I think this all created itself in the instance. I don't think it was like the last week at school she's been planning that this was going to happen, or it's been happening since the freshman.
I think she was just lucky, basically, and like the stars aligned in the right way for her to just kind of have a win-win situation there.
Right.
Yeah.
The demon back in the shadowy trees is approached by a second demon, speaking in a different language, transcribed as talk about how she may be the one and how they have to be sure and keep an eye on her. Obviously, at this point, you like kind of think these demons are clearly out for Buffy, like saying she might be the one. We're really, I in the beginning, my first time ever watching this, I never thought that they were at all talking about Kathy. The reveal for her later always took me by surprise. Like, I didn't expect that at all. I didn't really ever understand what was going on. Or maybe these, like Giles said later, Buffy having the interaction with these demons, maybe the demons had some kind of effect on her, because we've seen her, like, you know, get possessed in certain ways before, or get the blood of that one demon in her that made her not grow a penis, hear thoughts. Demon penis. But the element of something I like about the episode is we're wondering what these demons' objective is and why they want Buffy, because of the fact of this moment right here. Of course, we find out later what's going on, but it makes it a like mystery like element within the episode, kind of like almost whodunit without being whodunit, which I think is another element that really makes me like the episode, because you're trying to figure something out. It's not always we're trying to figure it out. A lot of times we know who the monster is before the Scoobies do, because we get their scenes on the screen. We don't get that at all this episode, so we're just kind of waiting. So it has great payoff. The next day, Buffy meets up with Giles at his home as he's returning home from running, jumping, and possibly frolicking to discuss the demon describing it and how it attacked her and her roommate.
But he got away.
What sort of demon?
He had a cloak on, and glowing green eyes, and his skin had that, like, super bad fake rub-on tan.
Translate?
Orangey?
I love Buffy talking about the super fake rub-on tan, and Giles is like, translate, and she's like, orangey? Like, that's the best way to do it. And you know, everybody, some people still do it, but people back in the day were really hardcore in the late 90s and early 2000s about that rub-on fucking tannin lotion.
Yes.
And it literally does make you look orange. Like, I've been seeing these bitches come into the Winchester sometimes that be doing it to these like 58-year-old women that be trying to look all hot. You got crusty shit on you. But
I'm done.
But listen, this is where it's kind of funny too, because not only did these bitches be coming in, I'm like, can I please do a body scrub on your hand, because it's all caked around. Like, it always just takes your feet in a weird way and your hands in a weird way.
It gets into like all the wrong crevices.
They were dumb and they didn't wear like gloves. But like, think about it this way too. She said they had a fake rub on tan and they're orangey, comparing it wise. And then that's actually what the demons look like. Like, Buffy saw them in an instant, but it does look like Kathy rubbed that fake orange tanner all over herself and left it on for days on end. It's just so funny.
It does.
Giles wonders why she took her along in the first place, expressing how she just sort of tagged along unknowingly, and Buffy will discourage her from that habit in the future. Something we know Buffy strongly agrees with, and Giles says he will look into the demon and give her a ring. I thought like a physical ring. Give her a phone call if he finds out anything. I don't know why I wrote a ring, I guess because I was trying to be British. I'm English now. Hello, Christopher.
I'll give you a ring.
Buffy smiles and comments how this little outside area that they're sitting in, which by the way is super cute and is so adorable. Like if I was Giles, I'd be having my tea and smoking my blunts right out there every single day. That'd be where you'd be editing the podcast on your heated blanket. Like that little atrium is the vibe. And I know it leads to other people's apartment complex, but there's like a fountain out there. This is kind of really we've seen people pass through, I think occasionally in a certain way, but you've never seen it from this angle because that leads right into Giles' home. We're used to just seeing people at Giles' threshold going into his house, to find like dead bodies or to hang out. Hello, Jenny Calendar. A little shout out from season 2. But funny thing, she's commenting on like how this is, and she's like talking about Giles. She's like, "What are your day's plans?" And he points out that that's not her typical self because he's like, I realize you never once asked me about my day's plan, and I need to like entirely ask if you're feeling like yourself. Are you okay? Like, what's happening? And he's confused, and it doesn't explain why she's hanging around.
It's not true. I ask about you all the time. Okay, well, maybe the words don't actually make it out of my mouth, but I think about it.
That's appreciated.
I mean, she tries to like avoid the conversation, but then she goes, I actually just wanted to hang out here until my roommate Kathy goes to class. So we see that she's avoiding the fuck out of Kathy so bad that she wants to now just hang around Giles's house. I get it though. Like we said, they need to light the blunt and just go ahead and chill. He's got that weed from Joyce anyway, so it's fine. He's got it.
And they can hang out in the courtyard.
He can make some tea. And Buffy is not a bitch, so she will not have brought her own tea back. Giles tries to offer a similar perspective to Willow about living with a new person, being not so easily adaptable as far as change goes. And Buffy claims, I'm not just being bitchy. And then she has a note how like Kathy sharpens her pencils and then measures them all to make sure that they're the same size. One, why are you paying that much attention, Buffy? But also, why is this bitch doing that? Why do you have to be so OCD? I feel bad for anybody that really truly has to do that.
Yeah, no, I agree. But then I wonder, because like initially I was like, does Kathy maybe just have like autism or something? Because I feel like that's also that kind of trait. Because I be doing weird shit, but it's not that weird, or like I watch Nixon do stuff where he has to like line all his toys up in order from like the size that they go into. So it's like the tallest one got to be here and then the shortest one got to be at the end, and stuff like that. So I was like, maybe she's not a demon. She might just have like autism and she's deeply misunderstood. And Buffy over here like, let's kill her. Sorry, I skipped ahead. Go on.
No, but like legit, honestly, I didn't really think about her being on the spectrum, and she easily could be because of issues like this or like the micromanager. I don't know. I think she's just insane, personally. But I'm also curious if she's just doing this because she thinks that this is what people do. Like, what is it about her? She ain't never used a pencil in her dimension, so now all of a sudden hers got to be all the same size. She's got to iron her jeans. Like, she's got to floss.
I know. You would think that she would be doing less to fit in more and not, and not trigger people so much to be like, girl, what's wrong with you? Something.
A lot. My next part of my notes in my parentheses says Kathy has some issues. So, yes, relevant. I also wrote that Kathy must have all her placements in Virgo. The actual version of Virgo, not the crappy one that we tend to be around. Like, the actual... like got to make a check.
But I love how it applies both ways right now to us specifically.
Giles does encourage Buffy to tolerate this better, and Buffy agrees that she will attempt to do as such. Quickly back at the door, and we find Kathy aggressively attempting to scrub the mud out of her sweater, stopping, of course, to fix the rug that's not perfectly in place, and decides that she's going to mosey on over to Buffy's closet and choose something to wear from her belongings. First of all, I was like, y'all did not discuss this. You cannot be going up in some other bitch's closet. But also, this is something I wouldn't say I really paid attention. I've laughed at it in the past, but like watching it for this, she pulls that little yellow carpet that's like or rug in front of her bed down. And later we see Buffy kick it to piss her off. So Buffy's the one that accidentally keeps like, or whatever way, keeps kicking the fucking rug and messing it up where Kathy has to fix it. So this is like also the other things that are already going off in Kathy's head that's making her be like, God damn, this bitch is fucking annoying. Like, she does these little things and now I've got to clean up after her all the time. Like, it's like living with Marsha. Like, it just really truly is. Like, I gotta do the dishes, my rent's late. Like, you just know that's Kathy in a nutshell.
Yes, 100%.
AKA Buffy. AKA both of them. But yeah, she goes in her closet and takes her fucking sweater. Like, the fuck? Don't go going up in my shit without texting me and asking me first. I know I ain't got no cell phone to be texting on, but you better wait till I come home, because the way Buffy finds out, she's just like, what the fuck? Now she's acting like Sunday stealing Buffy shit. Got it. she's like, she heard what happened last episode. She's like, yeah, she likes having her stuff stolen, so it's fine. She's like, I could be
She's
a
like,
friend that
she's
sleeps all
used to
day and
it.
has no tan, so we're good to go. She's like, I have a fake orangey tan, so I'm like a vampire, but not. I'm a demon. I soul suck. It's the soul sucking for me. I like this moment too, though, because she looks down in the floor of Buffy's closet, and Buffy just herself, I mean, I guess she expects nobody to go up in her closet in any way, shape, or form, and there's just a bag of open weapons just like chilling there.
No.
And Kathy starts going through them, looking at her crosses, looking at her stakes, pulls up the fucking crossbow. Like, she could have popped her eye out with that shit accidentally.
But you would think that Buffy would do a better job at hiding her weapons. Like, I don't care. I don't care if you assume that your roommate is not going to go into your closet. Assume that she is. Assume that any given thing could happen where someone could make an excuse to go into your fucking closet while you're not there. Why do you just have them shits laying and and the bag's not even closed? It's just open. The crossbow's like hanging out of it.
Yep.
I'm like, what is this? Like, what is this? You didn't even. You have you have a shelf. Put it up there. Put it out of eyesight. Like, I don't know. Because do it in a way to where if she has to confront you about it because she's sketched out about finding him, then you can say, well, what the fuck are you doing in my closet that deep? You know what I mean? But if you just leave them there on the floor where as soon as any given person who opens the door can see him, there's not really much to say. I was like, what the hell?
Buffy herself needs to be slapped across the mouth, because not only does she have everything that you just said up in there, this crossbow is loaded in the bag. So like, if Buffy goes out, like, she's already got it preloaded, so she can just shoot at any point. Like, she doesn't have the 2 seconds as a Slayer with fast reflexes to like load the crossbow. It's just loaded in the bag all the time. So if she's just walking around, she accidentally triggers the mechanism while she's walking through a crowd of people, being at college now, because, you know, when she goes on patrol, she's got to pass a few people. What if the damn gun just goes off in the bag and shoots a bolt through the fucking bag and hits some fucking student in the fucking hip, and they pass out, and she just carries on walking because she's a wolf and didn't notice. She goes, where'd my crossbow bolt go? She's like, how am I going to slay the vampire from afar? I'm not.
Just add it to her track record, I guess.
Shit, fuck. Shooting students on campus, not burning down the gym anymore. How she's changed.
How she's grown.
Either way, over in the cafeteria, Buffy grabs some food while actively dodging Kathy. I like your face whenever you notice that Kathy was standing there and Buffy hides behind her board. Like, that was so funny in the live watch. You were like, oh shit, we've all been there with that person. We're trying to avoid them. I also 100%. Noted that the cafeteria that they have is called Rocket Cafe, and I was like, what's with the names of the places at this college? Because Buffy said earlier, like, she was going to the grotto to get a coffee. I was like, what the fuck is a grotto? I was like, why is this called Rocket Cafe? I was like, of all the things these people that do set production and like design could do, they came up with Rocket Cafe. Rocket? Like, is it because you're in and out? Are you in space? Is there a theme? I don't understand what's going on and why it's called that. Either way, Buffy cuts in line and gets called out by the guy that she cuts in front of, who clocks that she's hiding from someone and offers to cover for her, letting her keep the spot. Very generous of him. That is, until we catch him completely staring at Buffy's ass while he walks behind her.
Oh yeah,
his head is hanging directly down at her fucking tush, and I'm like, okay, so this is a little like breadcrumb right here. He walks her through the perks of the dining card because he instantly clocks her as a freshman, and they split, exchanging names beforehand in vague hopes of possibly seeing each other again. And this is where we essentially meet Parker Abrams. First thoughts on Parker Abrams? Because, you know, Willow talks about him in a second. She's like, he was a cutie patootie.
Yeah, I think he's a cutie. I think he's cute.
You think he's cute? He does have really nice eyebrows. He is a cute actor.
I think he's cute. Yeah. I mean, I wrote it in my notes.
Oh, you're like, I'm not gay anymore. I like them.
I was like, Parker's cute.
Park his in me. Park her.
I didn't take it that far.
Oh, I'm gay.
Me too.
Dick. I like dick.
That means the opposite for me.
All right. I like the P where you like to see the V. These people are like, what the fuck are we listening to?
They're like, what's going on and why are they referencing Easy A twice now?
Well, because he's staring at Buffy's ass. He walked. Oh, I already said all that about the dining card and stuff like that, which I thought was nice of him. To like, he's like, this is how you use your dining card, so you can take stuff back to your room. And I was like, oh, he must need to get a dining card for Cordelia over there on Angel, where she's having to still fucking like, Cordelia needs the damn dining card. If anything,
she needs the stuff that he's been sticking in his pockets.
Listen, so if Cordelia was not on another show and still in Sunnydale right now, you know damn well she'd be sitting at that table with Xander eating chips off Willow's plate because she can't afford food. Should have been right up in that cafeteria talking about, y'all got a dining card? She's like, I heard that boy talking about some dining cards. Anyways, we'll find out more about Parker Abrams, and I'm excited for you to see some stuff. Buffy gets flagged down at a nearby table where Willow, Oz, and Xander are sitting and joins them immediately, questioning why Xander is even there, since he's a non-college guy. He claims that he just wanted to check in on his girls.
And eat off my plate.
I called his ass out. I was like, damn, not Xander catching strays. It's funny too, because I noticed this time around watching, whenever he says, check on my girls, he pats Oz's leg and looks at him directly, like in the eyes, like as if he's one of his girls. Like, shut the fuck up. But also, how fucked up that his parents only sell him food now.
Back to the deal, Xand. Parents not feeding you?
Sure they do. For a price.
Not only is he living in the basement, but he's like, yeah, sure, they give me food for a price.
I don't know.
Like, this ain't what they say. We're going to Wendy's. Did you have $5? Are you going to do the laundry for us or something like that? Can you vacuum the house and we'll get you McDonald's? If we're going to ramen's too expensive, we're going for hibachi tonight, Xander. You cannot come because we don't have $22.95 to spend on you.
Mm-hmm.
There ain't no chores.
They were like, you were supposed to be on your cross-country travels, so we didn't budget you in this month.
At all. We also thought maybe when you got back, you'd get a life, and you did not. So we got to charge you for everything. I wrote my notes. I was like, can't skirt by on handouts. Also fashion, no, because these slippers that Xander has on, not fucking cute. I don't know if you saw them, but they are some ugly ass slippers. Them sandals need to be thrown in the fucking trash. Willow smoothly steers the conversation towards the cutie patootie Buffy was talking to, though Buffy downplays it as nothing. Everyone else disagrees because they were clearly all watching Buffy from across the room because she's a star of the show, noting the very obvious look of wonder that was in his eyes for the Buffinator. Xander always coming up with some damn names to call Buffy anything but Buffy.
You're not wrong.
Buffy Sinya. That's what we call. They touch on the demon attack, and Xander gets way too excited about assembling the Scooby Gang again because he's like, "Oh, finally do something. We can get the gang together and go clear out some evil." And I'm like, "Okay, you're clearly desperate for purpose. Maybe an excuse though to leave his basement." And this is not that level of serious, so they're like, "We're not going to deal with that. Giles is figuring it out. Well, we got this. We're good. You got way too excited. Boo boo." Okay.
He did.
Kathy then shows up and wedges herself into the group, immediately irritating Buffy. I love your face again right at this moment when Kathy comes up. Like, you did all the things that you're supposed to do when you watch this. And you're like, oh God, here's this bitch. Like, even though Buffy avoided her in the fucking hallway and got away, she's still inserting herself into Buffy's little friend group.
Literally.
Like, she kind of literally, I mean, contextually, I feel like maybe she's like not just trying to be friends with people. She's trying to just really get close to Buffy. But
I feel like she's intentionally trying to be fucking annoying. And I don't know how else to read that, because I feel like this is one of the most relatable episodes to me, because my luck continuously plays out in which if I orchestrate my entire day in life around avoiding something, that thing will inevitably fucking happen. And maybe even like tenfold, like way worse than I was even expecting. And literally this is like a daily occurrence for me. So when Kathy's out here just triggering Buffy left and right, knowing full well that she's triggering this bitch and then continues to do it anyway,
it's because of the rug. It's because of the one drop of milk.
It's because of the milk.
Yep.
Let's be real.
She goes,
the milk was the turning point.
It was the start for her. Yeah, but she just inserts herself, like comes up with the gang. She's like, squeeze in. And I'm like, oh my God, bitch, get the fuck out of here. Like, no, bye.
I instantly wanted to like do one of those moves where you like slide the chair out from someone as they're sitting down.
Oh. Damn. Buffy very quickly notices and calls out Kathy. She's like, is that my sweater? Kathy's
but what you know what though, I'm so shocked, even though she was busy like trying to dodge this bitch like a bullet when she would put the tray up in front of her face, she saw her in the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm surprised she didn't immediately catch, like if someone was wearing some of my shit, I would immediately clock it like that. Like I would only have to see you for a fraction of a second.
Even if in my head I didn't put together that that's my top, I would have been like, oh, I have that same shirt. And then it would have probably came through right after that. And I would have been like, that's my fucking shirt. What the fuck is happening? She went my shit. Because that's the option, because she's right there in the bedroom with you. She could have went there and took that shit. Mm. Kathy shrugs it off, saying that she didn't think Buffy would mind. Again, passive aggressively adding, well, you got mine all dirty, so I just thought it was fair.
Bitch.
but then she has to add, because she has to follow it up with something sweet. She's like, besides, I feel like it's like we're sisters now anyways.
Bye.
Yeah, oh fucking K.
No.
Buffy's like, okay. She shoots her a stressed look and is just like, it's fine. I just wish you consulted me next time. Let's do that.
Before you go all up in my closet and go all up through my clothes.
If that were me, I would have been like, damn, she see my weapons? Talking back about that really quick, because I did not add a key fucking moment of this. Why the fuck did Kathy just shrug it off? Like, she found all these weapons.
Kathy is a damn... We know who Kathy is now.
But she's a demon. She didn't go, I might not want to fuck with this bitch.
It's too late now. She already started her process.
Okay, whatever. Well, Xander chats Kathy up about being from Nebraska. Buffy zeroes in on Kathy taking a bite of her burger as ketchup spills all over the fucking sweater, and Buffy squints her eyes in pure rage. And we love this meme. If you type in Buffy in whatever search engine you use to create and bring up little gifs to send to people, this one's always one of the first ones that comes up. And like... I use it a lot. I've used it a lot over the years. I love it so much. But it's so theatrical how they do the dramatics of it, because they play like the trombone-y, trumpety kind of like bump, bump, bump as it's zooming into her fucking eyes as it gets closer. And then it plays that long like one whenever you just see her like, it's like in her head this inner monologue is going off where like if you could hear the pot boiling, like when the whistle starts to sound off to let you know your water's boiled for your tea or whatever, you know what I mean, like that high pitch fucking scream. That's what's happening in Buffy's head right now. So like, this bitch just borrowed her fucking sweater, and like she's all bitching about her mud and things like that, like whether Buffy saved her life or not. And now you over here in front of Buffy deliberately spilling ketchup all over her fucking shit. So now you've also ruined her sweater. I hope you're going to be in there scrubbing Buffy's sweater like you was scrubbing your sweater.
100%.
Nope. I bet you she got right back home and threw that in there. And it's clean later when she pulls it out.
She probably put it right back on the hanger and put it in Buffy's closet.
Oh my God. That night in their dorm room, Buffy is actively complaining some more on the phone with Willow about Kathy, who we catch a glimpse of Willow in her bedroom in her roomie situation. That shit's crazy, because she's sitting on the fucking bed trying her hardest to hear on the phone, and there's a full-on fucking house party going on in her damn...
There's like a concert.
They're like throwing bouncy balls, like a ball hits Willow in the fucking back of the head while she's just sitting there. I was like, Willow's so tolerant. The second that ball would have hit me in the fucking head, I would have turned around and flipped the fuck out on everybody in there and started screaming, and ain't nobody would want to come back and hang out with my roommate. Let alone me. They'd be like, oh, we're gonna throw a party. Be like, is your redheaded roommate friend gonna be there? We don't want to come hang out around her. Like, we ain't got no time for that. Like, Willow, but of course Willow's taking it. You know what I mean? She's just, it's not Willow's. This isn't the same as like season 1 or even early season 2 Willow, but Willow still like doesn't want to cause a problem. So she's not like telling her roommate like, hey, could we actually not have parties here overnight? She's just fucking dealing with it.
Yeah, I know. There's no way. You're talking about as soon as the ball hit your head, I'd be out here like as soon as the fucking music hit a certain volume, I'd be like, y'all need to get the absolute fuck out of here.
Oh my God, my mom would be killing me. I'd be stimming like a motherfucker. I'd be tweaking out, having a panic attack.
So. Y'all want to go damn to a fucking concert? There's a place for that. It is not this dorm room.
No, it's right down the street at the Coliseum or at the Live Theater.
It's right over there at this girl Sunday's house.
Oh.
May I never see you again.
Oh my God. Buffy quickly gets off the phone. She's like, oh, I hear Kathy coming back from the bathroom, like opening the door. She's like, hangs up the phone. And unfortunately, Kathy catches Buffy in that not so nick of like timing point to where she's just setting the phone back down. And she's like, don't forget to log those calls. And we're like, bitch, you need to shut the fuck up. Don't be monitoring me. Like, that would annoy me more than anything. But you also know Buffy's not logging shit.
I would just throw the phone at her damn head. I'd be like, log that.
Oh, fuck. Can't log shit. She's unconscious. She said, where's all your pencils that are the same size? I need you to write this down.
I'd be over there breaking her damn pencils.
Well, Buffy does later. Kathy begins to floss her teeth on her bed while Buffy moves to put an apple she brought back into the fridge, which I love her already bringing stuff back with her dining card like Parker taught her. And Buffy chose the healthy option of an apple. Go for her. Disgusting red delicious though. We need a Granny Smith or at least a Honeycrisp up in this bitch. But when she opens it up, she finds everything fucking labeled Kathy in here, down to the fucking eggs. Like, it doesn't say Egbert, it says Cathbert. And I love it, like, because Buffy jams her apple into the one little teeny free space that's left. This is also where the score starts to kick in for the episode. It's like on edge, light, playful music, but it has this air of annoyance to it, and it fits the tone for every single moment that this bitch like does what they're doing, or like they start having their altercations. Like I really like the little score they put in him. Kathy gets up to close Buffy's window while her back's turned and offers a snide glare. Buffy does when she moves back to the window and opens it again. And I think here is where the tension begins to truly build, but isn't spoken. Because Kathy goes to pick up her fucking book to read, and it's got gum stringing underneath it. That the book's been set in, and she's like, "Ew, what the fuck? Who left their gum here?" I'm like, first of all, why are you even asking that? And I like Buffy because she offers the excuse of gum gnome, because earlier she's like Sid the Wily Dairy Gnome, like possibly stole the milk. Like, so she's like, now it's the milk gnome and now it's the gum gnome. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? But Kathy's on her shit about who did it. She's like, somebody had to do this, Buffy. And Buffy's like, swallows her fucking gum that we saw her put in her mouth when she was on the phone with Willow and gulps it down. And she goes, I don't know. Admit it, Buffy. Take accountability. Buffy, you're fucking kind of nasty also, because who sets their fucking gum on the nightstand?
Like on top,
but
especially.
Listen, like, if you look at the layout of the bedroom, Buffy has a nightstand that the phone's setting on and a light and things like that for her own personal belongings. She put her gum on Kathy's nightstand for Kathy to lay her book down in it. Like, I don't know if she did that purposely.
Yeah, she did.
But I think Buffy just leaves her gum places. I think Buffy is just slack. And Buffy ain't the most standout fucking stellar roommate that you'd want to live with either. Like,
I don't know. I feel like they both started being passive aggressive to each other with like subtle bullshit like that, and she was like, all right, you want to label all your fucking eggs individually, I'm about to leave my
she just found that out though. I really do think Buffy literally just laid her gun there, her fucking shooting cat,
might as well
her gum there out of sight because of the way she looks so guilty whenever she's like, I don't know, swallowing her gum, like, oh fuck, I gotta cover this up, like I didn't expect her to figure this out, or I forgot about that, or why is she setting gum on the fucking counter? It's so fucking gross. Put it under the table like everybody else. Like, we all remember that episode where Courtney said she liked to eat from under the desk, all the gum and stuff in class and shit. So like,
that is
season
not
3, shut up. That is basically what she said. Don't make me put the clip in here from wherever episode that was. I will bring it back up.
Do it then.
And everything else, like, I mean, it's the same thing. Like in elementary school, you go to school and you get sick with like
you're all
one
like
person
taking the gum from underneath the desk and eating it.
Okay, first off,
no, listen, you said tearing or a
Courtney.
booger, so I want to know like what took place in your childhood, because I have never.
Well, I didn't do that. I was just like calling out the most foul thing I can imagine little fourth graders do. But apparently Courtney chewed gum.
I didn't. I was just calling out another foul thing.
Courtney, don't lie.
You don't lie, and don't lie about you didn't share your boogers with people.
I do remember having a conversation about that. I don't remember exactly
we did
how it
have a
turned out.
conversation about it, yeah.
Either way, Buffy slams that book down, or Buffy, sorry, I'm forgetting which one's which because of the soul sucking. Kathy slams her book down and shuts off her lamp, and Buffy mirrors her, both settling in for bed. I love how they just aggressively go to bed. They're like, fuck this shit. Once asleep, we are caught up in a dream sequence that Buffy is having where a demon is doing a ritual on her, pouring blood into her mouth, letting a scorpion walk on her stomach, and sucking a foggy wisp of marijuana of light from Buffy's mouth into its own, taking her essence. Buffy wakes and Kathy is staring at her, questioning if she always makes that noise when she sleeps. I like this because like it kind of like trails you off from thinking that Kathy is a suspect because she's clearly up staring at her, but also she like probably jumped back in the bed really quick and like was like whatever. And also I like apparently she's got some kind of power to like go into a dream to do this stuff or put Buffy in some kind of trance because she's in her normal demon attire when she's doing this cloaked and everything, like it's a whole actual ritual, looking like Anya up into Hoffman's script last season, like wearing the whole robes to go talk to somebody and shit, like extra as fuck. But that's why I'm like curious if she has like some kind of ability to go into her dreams or whatever to do this, or if this was happening in real time and she took all of this makeup and like skin that she's put on or whatever case that however that occurs, just so that way she could do this as her real self. Like why? I don't know. I guess so that way we don't know it's Kathy for one, obviously. But like, who's taking the time to take off that makeup and then have to put it back on?
True. I didn't think about that.
So that's what makes me think this kind of happened in a dream sequence. Like maybe she did some kind of like mind link with Buffy to do this. Like I don't really know how it was happening. I don't know if it was real time or what. We're not really very clear on that. I'm gonna need to know though. So I'm gonna have an interview next with the show writers so that way I can find out. I would say I'd call Joss Whedon, but I don't want to talk to him.
Hell no.
We find Buffy sitting in the lounge area on campus, which we will kind of begin to see in the future, kind of as a new like little group meetup space in a certain way, not as much as like the library and things, but I'm gonna spoil that for you now. We will be seeing this frequented in a certain way because it's a space at the college campus. Oz, Willow, and Giles are listening to Buffy as she tells them about the dream and of course how annoying Kathy was with her waking up. She's like, that was the worst part. I wake up and Kathy's looking at me. And then Oz, I love how he goes,
Some kind of freak.
Well, actually, the worst part, I'd have to go with the demon pouring the blood down your throat.
Me too. I vote for that too.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
yeah,
love Oz.
you would think, but no, Buffy's tripping. That was just a dream, though, and Buffy notes that the Kathy issue is real. Giles offering for her to examine her dreams to determine their meaning, just as Kathy is walking up, commenting on how, oh, that's so cool, you read dreams. Buffy's face, whenever she sees this bitch, she's like, God fucking damn it. Buffy introduces the two, not even looking over to her. Like, she didn't even look at Kathy. And I love how Willow's like, he's our grown-up friend, not in a creepy way. Like, this is like a whole season 1 conversation we were having whenever he's hanging out with these kids. So they have to really clarify to their new friends as adults that, like, we hang out with this much older adult, even though we're now adults, and it doesn't look as weird, but it also still kind of looks weird. Kathy claims to Giles that she also dreamed about basically the same thing as Buffy, and the two exchange some more tension.
Stuff like scorpions and Bloody Mary minus the Mary.
That's it. How'd you know?
I'm a good guesser.
Me too. And I'm guessing that you need to be on your way to class, right, Kat? Sounds like somebody woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning. And guess what? You were next to it.
Buffy is so bitchy, and I love that. I love it so much. I literally relate to Buffy so much this fucking episode. I think I even forgot to go into that in my opening thoughts about that. So really quick, I'm gonna highlight that and go zoom right back up in there. Like, maybe I did. Hold on. No, I did talk about it. All right, never mind. I love Buffy's passive aggressiveness. We're just gonna bring it back up. I love her fucking passive aggressiveness. It's so hilarious, but also so us. Maybe not these days, but look at you being like me, Mike, muting your mic, muting the mic to make your mute to cough the muke. Hey, being sick has not been fun. Okay, Buffy says something to Kathy about like, you need to get the fuck out of here, you need to leave or something like that.
Yeah, she was like, don't you need to go to class?
Yes, exactly. Thank you. I forgot the scene because I didn't write it down because I was trying to save room and not have 12 pages of dialogue. But Kathy does agree that she needs to dash, and then it's considerable because of the fact that her whole scheduled day is thrown off because somebody kept her up all night, aka Buffy. Like, this is where she returns the passive aggressiveness to Buffy, and I'm like, oh my fucking god. She walks off with a toodles, and I love how Buffy goes toodles in agitation, like it's like, fuck, man.
She's like, fuck off.
And if you look at Giles during this whole interaction, his face is priceless. He's like, what the fuck am I witnessing right now? Buffy notes how Kathy is single white femaling her here, and I like that little quote. If you've ever seen the movie Single White Female, accurate, because that bitch is trying to steal that other bitch's life in that, and that's kind of basically what it's happening, and we don't know it yet. And it's a fun little like clue. Being too much a part of her own existence. Oh, and don't forget about the flaw she mentioned, because like, she's talking so much shit about Kathy. She's like, I haven't even gotten to the flaw. Like, this is just that, Buffy, that does not matter. It's just some flaws, but apparently it is, because we see Kathy later on. In the greater
scheme of things, no,
it's not. But Buffy's paying hardcore attention to it. Giles points out how they need to focus. If you two are having the same dream, maybe it's because of the demon. It's affected you both equally because of the interaction and her being there when you got attacked. It is a fun little trail off for us to be red-haired away, because even still in this moment, I'm like, oh, that's not Kathy that's doing this. Kathy's having the same fucking dream. Are Buffy and her becoming linked? Are they going to be best friends by the end of the episode? Let's see. Let's find out. Maybe. Who knows? But I like how they set this up. Buffy gets up to head off to class, and lingering behind, Willow notes that Buffy was kind of acting similar to Cordelia, and Oz comments on how the Kathy stress meter is becoming very high. Giles concurs Buffy's not seeming like herself, but again just poses it as a challenging living situation thing with someone new, and they break, and Giles asks them to let him know if things get worse, aka the hit the red zone, which is coming. I feel like right now we're at a strong yellow.
Yeah.
That night, we found the demons meeting near a cave in the woods by a burning fire, discussing how they were correct. These bitches out here in the middle of the woods having a bonfire. What the fuck? But they say that they were correct and how she is the one, and now they must move forward in summoning the Great One. Taparich is this motherfucker's name. They say it, or it comes up on the screen, and I'm just like, that's a hard-ass name to say. Taparich. His name can't be Kevin.
Definitely
Joe. Can't be one of these normal ass things like you talking on Echoes of Elsewhere where dogs and cats be having people's ass names like Rhonda. Yep. See, look, we are the same person. You've been sucking my soul.
You've been sucking my soul at night.
I've been sucking something on you. Anyways, I haven't. Just to make it clear for me, not yet. Anyways, they begin to chant and summon whatever the fuck they're summoning. Buffy arrives at her dorm door, and we can already hear Cher's Believe playing inside. Like, that shit right through the door. After all I've said and done, you couldn't be the only one. Poor Buffy rolls her eyes so fucking hard. She's like, God damn it. She's like, well, I'm home. Clearly, I know Kathy's inside. Buffy, though, enters and finds Parker in there with Kathy, chatting her up about pop divas and heated rivalry because they're talking about hockey. He's like, Kathy's a closet hockey freak. I'm like, heated rivalry. Have you watched that yet?
No, not yet.
You still gotta watch it.
I know.
I want to watch it a second time, so maybe we'll watch it and cover it on the podcast. But we won't. Having stopped by to drop off some Ziplocs, though, Parker brought them to Buffy. I thought that was cute, to make her little cafeteria life easier. Clearly, he's putting the moves on Buffy. This is kind of a smart tactic to show interest in the girl, saying like, hey, I wanted to catch up with you and let you know, because he makes the comment in the cafeteria. He's like, certain things are easy to fit in your bag, like apples, bananas. He's like, but some things you get into your Ziplocs. Like, you need to bring for mashed potatoes you want to take home. And Buffy goes, oh, we all know at my house about dinner in a bag. So I got this. I had the Ziplocs already, but he is nice enough to bring her more. Buffy finds this sweet, and Kathy inserts herself into the convo quickly, very giggly with Parker, before Buffy asks them to leave if they're going to be doing all that, because she has some work to do. Promptly going over and shutting off Kathy's fucking music. She's like, we need silence in here because this song is not it. And I love it. It's almost like she got a little like dose of liquid courage, if we want to put it that way, because Parker was in the room. She felt like she was entitled to go over and cut her CD player off, because I feel like if Parker was not in that room right now, she would just been sitting on her bed listening to this fucking song on repeat like any other night. Or Buffy's finally just had enough and she's like, I'm cutting this music off, because as we saw earlier in their earlier interaction, they're already getting at each other's necks a little bit and starting to get snippy with one another. So she's like, I'm gonna cut your fucking music off. Buffy realizes that she got a bit snappy with Parker as he goes to leave and offers to hang out with him some other time, and he agrees. And let me tell you, the moment when Buffy shuts that fucking door behind him and turns to face Kathy,
that is
we know that's like the first ring of the fucking, like, if this was WWE, that's where the ding 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 goes off, because it's like round one fight. Their fake ass shit dissipates, and Kathy calls her out for being rude instead of nice, but Buffy points out,
looked like you were being nice enough for the both of us. I wasn't moving in on your territory, if that's what you mean. Right. Just like you didn't destroy my sweater.
Us. Kathy closes Buffy's window while Buffy digs through her bag to retrieve a fucking lock that she's brought home, and she goes over and latches her fucking closet door shut. And then makes the comment back passive aggressively of being like, yeah, just like you didn't mean to destroy my sweater. Like, bitch, bringing up the sweater. God damn it. This all happened. This is like the worst day. Kathy begins flossing her teeth out of fucking nowhere. Like, she didn't come back from the bathroom. She just had this floss. She was in here talking with this boy about hockey and shit, and all of a sudden she's flossing her teeth.
I know. What the hell?
Your teeth, is it because you got soul stuck in it? You got to floss the soul out all the damn time, like, so you can swallow the rest of it? I don't get why you're flossing so much. Like, her teeth, her dentist loves her. Because, they're always that fucking joke about going to the dentist and like, are you flossing? And they're like, yeah. And they're like, no, you're not. I can tell. Kathy, when she walks in the door, be like, oh, I can tell you've been flossing. All she said is, hey, I'm here for my appointment. And they'd be like, we know that's a flosser. Okay. Anyways, she got to keep them demon teeth clean. Buffy turns to notice that her fucking window is shut and goes over and reopens it as Kathy finally whines, I'm cold. And Buffy clarifies,
well, I'm hot. Deal with it.
I'm like, fuck, man, this is getting so heated, and now we understand why heated rivalry was put in here all these years later. It makes sense for it to be called heated rivalry and not just hockey. This is the actual episode of Heated Rivalry. Kathy asks if Buffy wants to know what her problem is, and Buffy snaps back, you?
And she says, hardly.
Your problem is you're spoiled. Maybe the world revolved around you where you used to live, but it's share time now. Share time, huh? Fine. I'll show you share time.
And the way she says it too. And Buffy goes over, and we're treated to Buffy opening the fridge, grabbing out Kathy's fucking milk, and chug, glug, glugging it down in the most dramatic fucking fashion.
Yes. Letting it pour all over the place also. It's just like literally spilling all over.
I think it's for the dramatics. I understand. I would do the same thing. I would spill that fucking milk everywhere.
Yeah, of course you would, because you're also saying like, fuck you because I'm drinking your milk, but I'm also wasting half of it just to piss you off even more.
And putting it all over the floor, and I'm sure not clean up. If I leave my gum everywhere,
I'm going to leave it there, and you know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to flip that rug up and put some milk underneath there too.
She said, let me drag the rug over here and wipe up the milk real quick and then just leave it scattered across.
The rug is now a mop.
Yep. It looks like a yellow mop. Perfect.
Sorry, I was confused.
Well, at least it's not room temperature milk. I'm glad we didn't get to see Faith do this last season whenever the mayor is wrong, whenever the mayor was like, now drink up. Like, I'm like, and then I wrote, I know we just joked about it, but I said, I know exactly who's cleaning up that milk that spilled all over the floor. I said, guess what? It's not Buffy.
Hell no.
And then I wrote, come on, girl, to Buffy. Why are you doing this? It's so dramatic. And I didn't get a chance to ask because we were talking about too many other things whenever the fucking interview wasn't failing. But I did originally have in my notes and my questions to ask Dagney what she thought of this milk scene and if she actually had to sit there for like different takes with Sarah watching her do it. She did mention it was a funny scene to do like really quickly towards the end of our interview, but I didn't get a chance to actually ask and find out. But I really wanted to know if she had to watch her, like if Sarah had to do this take like 5 or 6 different fucking times, or if she just nailed it the one time and they kept it moving. You know what I mean? Or if she was even in the room, if they just filmed Sarah doing this and Kathy or Dagney wasn't even in the room
that would be
doing
funny.
it, because that's typically how stuff like that happens.
Yeah,
but we'll never know that answer. I'm gonna message her on Instagram and ask her to let me know.
Like, one more thing.
Be like, by the way, and I'll let you guys know in next episode. Not this next episode, the next episode, because next episode's Angel. Out in the halls, we see Willow and Oz walking and talking about Kathy and Buffy and how they were worried about this dream stuff and the demons. Again, also about how Buffy's not herself and how if she didn't have to study, Willow would be there for her. And then I love Oz because he's like, well, I could do the whole, best friend, girlfriend, like hanging out gal pal thing. And Willow's like, oh my God, that's great. And then even mentions like, oh no, I already said that. He calls it the girly best friend listening thing, I think is what it is. Since I guess Xander pointed out earlier, he's one of the girls. So that's why he feels obligated that he could do this and like, he's got this. But I thought it was really nice that he chooses to do that because Willow can't really do it and Willow wants to. But in support of Willow wanting to help out her friend, he's like, well, I could, double as you for tonight. I'm not doing anything. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, man. We love fucking Oz. Willow deciding to not go into her loud ass party dorm. She's like, if you need me, I'll be, and opens her door and we hear the fucking loud ass music come through and like, shit getting thrown around, and she pulls the door shut and goes, I'll be in the library. Cause they have to shh there. So she definitely ain't gonna be in this room. I'm surprised Willow didn't take that first day talking about, we even have to shh here and apply that in her bedroom with her roommate. Be like, you need to treat this like it's the library,
For
sir.
real.
I think it's funny that Willow got paired up, I think, with a male roommate too. So not only is she having to live with a guy, she's having to live with a fucking party animal. Poor her.
And you can tell that Oz was also unaware, like the rest of them seem to be, about her living situation, because his face when she like pulled the door open for a second and to shut it real quick, he was like, what the fuck?
I didn't even look at his face, but I bet you Willow's been bitching the fuck out. Like, she ain't been bitching to Buffy or making like no comments except to probably Oz about this damn guy. Crazy. Out on campus later, we find Oz walking towards Buffy's room, passing by a group of people, catching a vibe off of one of them, and turning back to look just as the girls also caught similar vibes, and turns back to look at him before we see some of those military icemen skulking by in the shadows. Because they run by casually. They just out here on campus full fatigues with fucking night vision goggles on, running around with guns.
I know, for real.
Like, I know they behind some bushes, but people don't see this. I'm like, talk about breadcrumbing us all the way around. I gotta know, do you have any thoughts about this little interaction that we just had right here with Oz?
I don't. Obviously, like, it stood out to me and they made that obvious, but I have no idea like what that means at all.
Just
Not
you
even
wait.
a little bit.
Episode 6 can't come fast enough.
Oh shit.
We later found Buffy walking outside with Oz, venting about all the shit going down with Kathy, and all her ranting loudness has Oz ask if she thinks that this could be scaring off potential demons. I love how Buffy gets frustrated and smashes the fucking bench with a kick out of anger. She's like, oh, she's affecting every part of my fucking life, like even my fucking work now. And then Oz has to like be his normal self and mentions like, yeah, well, the bench looked kind of shifty anyway, so I think you did everybody a favor. Oz, this is not the time. And then Buffy clarifies, this isn't funny. This isn't the time, Oz. And how something needs to be done. Walking off as he follows, I agree. He's like, Buffy, we need to pray for your ass strongly. Back in the dorm, Buffy tries to do her work at her desk, and I'm like, oh, she's doing schoolwork. She didn't do this in high school, so this is great. She's probably just writing notes about, like, I hate Kathy, like, I can't stand
Over
her,
and over
like,
again.
whatever. Yep, literally. And then we hear incessant snipping, looking over to catch a glimpse of Kathy over here cutting her fucking toenails over on her bed. I don't know about you, but when I clip my toenails, I go to my bathroom and either I hover like over my trash can or over my toilet and let my toenails fall into my toilet and then take them in there. Never have I ever clipped my toenails in my fucking bed.
That, and I'm like, why do we need it? They got really heavy with the like toenail
snips, loud, the up close
ASMR.
shot.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not here for this.
But they were doing it on both sides of these people, especially for Buffy, because it just goes to show that like she's so annoyed with Kathy that
I know it's like amplified on purpose.
In a real life situation, it's just little teeny snips you hear. And I labeled it as incessant.
Too,
you would
be annoyed anyway, just because it's that damn person, you know.
They make it so loud and like you saying, like theatrical, like it's like a big fucking like instead of it being a little snip, it's like a big loud crunch or like loud like bang of a drum or I don't remember what like sound effect they use, but it's like whenever the toenails are landing on the carpet, disgusting. They're making loud ass like fucking drum sounds, like it's like the most loud clashing things ever. So fucking crazy. Subtly though, this is putting it out there for us that she's on fucking Buffy's nerves, and mirroring that with Kathy being irritated by Buffy tapping her fucking pencil, because we're ever seeing Buffy tapping her pencil on her little notebook, and Kathy's over there doing the same thing because whenever they slow down the fucking pencil hitting the book and it's like boom, 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 like another fucking drum. I'm like, this is totally how it is when someone's just getting on your last fucking nerve. Everything they do is literally so fucking hyper enhanced, and you just want to strangle them. So I get
literally it. You'd be like annoyed with how they breathe, you know, like dumb shit like that.
And they just over there breathing like this, like just normal. Can't hear them. But if they played it back, you hear like you're fucking dying. They had a lot of fun probably editing and adding all these things in here and creating this episode. I just know that they
for
did.
Sure.
Production loved it. Kathy gets up to go over to her stereo because she's like, what's the one thing that I can do that would annoy the fuck out of Buffy? Oh yeah, play this song. And this is where we know she's doing this on purpose. And then Buffy smashes her fucking pencil into bits as soon as that tapping, that Slayer strength comes through, and that pencil cracks in her fucking hand. Like, because that fucking song came on. Like, that was the straw that broke the pencil's back. And now Kathy's over there probably cringing, being like, I measured your pencil for you. Now it's definitely not the same size as the other. Kathy grabs a hard-boiled egg for whatever reason from the fridge and goes over there and sits in the line of view of Buffy, so she's in her sight, and starts de-shelling and rolling the fucking thing. And we just see Kathy's name rolling across the fucking thing and opening it up to eat this. I don't know why this was what she knew would irritate her. I don't know if it's because she can see the egg and she can see her name. I don't know if this wouldn't have bothered me that much. I would have just continued to read my book or whatever I was doing, because Buffy puts on earmuffs whenever she fucking does. I don't know.
I know.
It just had to be this one random little element in the episode, but it works. Buffy takes off her fucking headsets, shuts off her fucking lights, and goes and gets in her bed and goes to sleep. Kathy doing the same damn fucking shit. She's like, well, I guess we're going to bed now. We're done with that being at each other's throats for today. She's like,
little did Buffy know that all she needed to do was go to sleep, apparently, because Kathy gonna go to sleep right behind you since she's trying to do what she's doing, you know?
Literally. Like, I'm gonna follow right behind
you. Want her to leave you alone. Go to sleep.
We know. No, she ain't leaving you in bed. She'll see you in a minute. In your damn dream when she starts.
Well, let me rephrase. You want her to stop doing annoying shit. Then go to bed. Well, she's going to follow your lead there.
Yes, because in Buffy's opinion, the soul-sucking thing is not real and also not annoying as much as what's really going on in real life. Exactly. Obviously, of course, as we're saying, we get another round of the ritual demon play, and Buffy this time has symbols drawn on her body in blood. The scorpion walks across her tummy once more as the light is sucked from her once again. Waking up to find Kathy tossing and turning in bed also, and waking up and being like, oh, that was a relief, as if she was having a fucking scary nightmare too. Bitch, you jumped back in the bed and over here rolling around trying to fake it out, trying to act like you have the same damn dream. No, we're clocking your ass now at this point. Yep. Or at least Buffy is. Later, we find Kathy out in the hall talking with Willow about Buffy being difficult and secretive. Buffy appearing at the other end of the hall and heading their way as Kathy parts ways. She's like, I'll talk to you later. And Willow's like, please don't. But Buffy gets to Willow right after she's out of line of sight. She looks at Willow and snappy and she's like, why were you talking to her? And she's like, Buffy, you've got to stop with this. And she offers, I have a shitty roommate too, but like we have to deal. Fair. But Buffy agrees and clarifies where her mind is at, arriving at the fact that Kathy is evil. And guess what? Buffy is an evil fighter. So it's simple. She knows what she has to do. She has to kill her. I love this because we cut to black for a commercial break back in the day. And we come back in and Willow's just flabbergasted. She's like, you have to kill her? Like, she's like, I think you might be like jumping and touching. Like, what? No. And as the viewer, we're like, Buffy, I don't think you need to go that far. What? Because we don't know she's the demon yet. We're like, you have to kill her? Like, Buffy, it ain't that serious.
It
bitch.
does seem a little bit unhinged for a second.
So we're almost on board with everybody else kind of understanding that Buffy's just being a little irrational because, like, what? And I get why everybody right now is not believing her because they're like, why is she coming out of here talking about she got to kill this bitch? No, it's not that serious. Now, if you already got evidence that this is a demon and this is a problem, or if you're bringing to the table right now, I think she's the demon doing this to me in my dreams, then they can start to investigate further. But that's not what's going on. She just said, I need to kill my roommate.
Yes.
She said, we need to go find Sunday so that way they can come eat this bitch and steal all her shit and leave a little. She said, I'm going to kill her and I'm going to write a little note that says, I can't take this. It's too much. I broke my Celine Dion CD and I got to get the fuck out of here to go buy a new one or whatever the case. Love, Kathy. XOXO. I don't know. Either way, Willow's flabbergasted by this. And I love how immediately she goes, you don't think switching rooms would be the first, like, thing you should do? Buffy goes on about how no one will be safe around Kathy, taking out no doubt one of Parker's Ziploc bags that he gifted her, except it's not full of lunch food, it's full of Kathy's fucking evil toenails. I wrote so strongly in parentheses after this in my notes, bleh. And then notes how she collected them off the floor whenever she went to the bathroom.
Girl, she had to prove a point.
Nasty. She picked up her fucking, did you wash your hands, Buffy?
And then she was like all proud of it too when she was explaining how she got them.
She's like, they're not just toenails, they're evil toenails. Literally
but
saying
she was fucking like when her ass was like, I got him while she was in the shower. She thought I was asleep.
Like, she's literally so excited that she did this. She like got these.
Like that she accomplished. She thought I was asleep. I'm like, bitch, to be real, what we find out later when we realize she's the one doing all this weird shit to you in your fucking sleep, I'm surprised she went anywhere when you went to sleep other than hovering over your body. Just too much. I just love it.
But listen, what kills me after she's like, I collected them while she was sleeping. Willow's bitch ass follows up sarcastically.
Good thinking, because in the middle of the night, those toenails could have attacked you and left little half-moon marks all over your body.
Don't be ridiculous. Point is, I measured them before I fell asleep, and again this morning. And they grew.
Dumbass.
No. Willow is being petty kind of right there with that comment. But also Willow just being her normal, like, sarcastic, jokey self.
Yeah.
And then Buffy has to voice, she's like, I measured them all separate times and they kept growing overnight after being clipped. That is definitely a monster thing. And that's what she voices. She's like, that's a monster thing, right? Yes, it is.
Yeah. And this is what I was talking about when I was like, why are they not believing her for what seems like the first time? Because it's no longer now just her saying what she's experiencing. She's coming with tangible evidence, and they don't even, like, it doesn't even seem like they are bothered with it.
No,
and if
not.
you bring me a bag of damn toenails and say, hey, not to be weird, but I collected these off my roommate and they were like this short last night and now they're like this long and it's only been 12 hours. Isn't that weird? I'd be like, fuck yeah, that's weird.
For Sunnydale and being on the Hellmouth, yes, absolutely.
Exactly. And you live in a place,
Courtney, I've just brought you a bag of someone's toenails I collected off the floor, and I'm telling you that they grow. I'm sorry, but you're probably not going to believe me immediately, like, unless you sit and think for a second what we just discussed. You're going to go, you lost me at
but
toenails.
They're not even doing that. Like, if you literally in a real life situation, if you did that to me, I would be like, okay, well, let me hang on to them and I'm gonna see. because I'm going to want to see what you're talking about, you
Yes.
know? And
Living
maybe
in this
you are
world,
just crazy.
absolutely, I would be like, okay, we should probably analyze this a little bit, especially Willow being a little scientist
Yes, and
girly
then
that's always
tomorrow
checking
morning
stuff.
when we wake up, you can have your moment where you show me the damn toenails, and you
Yep.
say, "I told you."
They're not fucking half moons anymore. They're full moons. The whole circle is back. It's a whole fucking ingrown toenail.
It's growing a toe.
It's fucking nasty. Willow decides to send Buffy off to tell Giles about everything, and she's like, oh, good idea. And then calls Giles to let him know that Buffy's hit the fucking red zone and to be ready.
She's unhinged.
Buffy finally gets to Giles and comes in the home and is immediately flanked from above by the net Wesley left behind from attacking Angel and Consequences. And apparently her and Angel are rendered useless by the same damn things. I even made the comment when we were watching the live. I was like, what's the one thing that can stop all people that are super strong? A net. Because now it's done got Buffy after getting Angel. Oz and Xander come in helping Giles tie Buffy's hands behind her back. She yells at Giles to look in the bag to collect the bag of toenails, claiming she's evil. And she has to comment, I mean, she irons her jeans. She's evil. Like, you have to point out right now in this moment, Buffy, that she irons her fucking jeans.
It's not validating your point, unfortunately.
It's not. And then, unfortunately, it starts to make Buffy look crazy to them as well, just as much as it did Willow. But also, once again, she's like, look at my bag. There's toenails in a Ziploc, Giles. And Giles is probably like, what the fuck? Why do I know this girl? Why do I continue to associate with her after she got out of high school? She was weird then fucking too. Giles tells the boys that he fears the demon in the woods has possessed her and orders them to stay with her while he goes to collect supplies from the magic shop to a spell that should make the demon reveal itself so they can fight it. Willow heads to Buffy's room to chat with Kathy and try to get her to leave the room before Buffy returns for her safety. Kathy, of course, stubbornly has to point out and go on a tangent about how, like, why should I leave the room? And then goes on talking about how Buffy should belong in an institute for the insane. And, like, I love it. Grows really cold and ominous because she's looking at Willow and she's like, you ever look at it, you can see it in those shifty little eyes of hers just one day that she might like snap. And whenever she finishes her sentence, Willow's like really zoning in. You can tell she's kind of getting entranced by like Kathy's shit. And the fucking phone rings and she like jumps because she gets scared by the fucking phone. Kathy answers it and hands it over to Willow. She's like, it's Oz. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, Oz knew that they were there. Like, all right, great. She had the quickest conversation, obviously, then voicing that back. She's like, in that few second of a phone call, I just realized you're so right. You don't need to leave. And I guess it's because she's like, oh, they got Buffy. I can like head out now and get over there. So that way we don't have to worry about this because you're now safe. Buffy's clearly... I was going to say that as a not joke, but Buffy is quite literally tied up at the moment. So literally just at the moment, though, because, at this moment, she's also ripping those fucking ropes to shreds.
Yes.
Kathy gets left behind. She's like, you just stay, blah, blah, blah. Back at Giles, Buffy continues to bitch about Kathy to Xander and Oz and convince them of what's occurring. And obviously they're not believing her. And I love how Xander, he's like starting to worry about her struggling over there because Buffy's making noises and clearly fidgeting around and like yanking her body and shit like that. And he's like, I'm doubting my rope tying ability and I don't know if they're tight enough. And he and Oz get up to go move over to Buffy and he's like, avoid the legs. Like, okay, that does not matter because Buffy stands the fuck up as soon as they're in front of her, rams their fucking heads together like two coconuts, knocking them both out. This is where you're like, oh god, something's wrong with Buffy. Now she's attacking her friends to get loose to go get Kathy. Like, god damn it. Kathy hates to see Buffy coming at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite moment though, Buffy drops the fucking ropes onto them all ripped up and she goes, nope, not tight enough.
Yes.
Before she leaves. Gotta say, I love Xander's nervous laugh whenever Buffy's head is down from struggling and he's like, I don't know if they're right. He's like, we have to check. And like him and Oz look at each other and then Buffy looks up at them through her brows and he like nervously laughs. He's like, oh dear God. Like after he realizes that they actually have to like possibly deal with this and exactly what he was fearing happens. Well, back at Stevenson Hall, Buffy arrives back at the door calling out to Kathy sitting there reading her little book as she walks in. She's like, Kathy, and she's like, Buffy. She's like, I think we need to talk. And she agrees and walks over to Buffy to face her. Buffy doesn't even like talk. They're done with talking. This is not about talking. This is not about milk drinking. This is not about crushing eggs or fucking pencils or anything. Buffy fucking kicks the fucking rug. And this is the moment when, like I said earlier, you realize that she's been the one fucking up this rug and Kathy keeps having to flip it back over. And Buffy fucking knows it because she looks at her and goes, oops, look what I did. And then Kathy follows it up with a fucking backhand to Buffy's face talking about, look what I did. I'm like, what? The two grab at one another, pulling at each other's fucking heads. It looks like a girl fight's truly about to occur in this moment. They're just fucking, they've had it. They're latched on. Buffy pulls back, and Kathy's fucking face peels away from her body, and it reveals to us that she's one of the orange-faced demons, and Buffy yells out before Kathy leaps at her.
I knew it!
Such a great fucking reveal. But also, this is that chance that I have to like bring it up. This is the second time. Do you remember the first time we saw something like this on the show? Almost to the T.
Vaguely, but I'm not going to be able to say when.
Okay, so think back to Anne. And think about whenever Lily and Buffy were getting about sucked into the hell portal, the black goo in the floor, and Ken, the guy who was collecting these people, is in his normal phase, and he falls through the portal with them, and he gets up and he pulls his face away with the same kind of sticky glue, and he's also got orange skin with like symbols carved into his head and shit like that. And he's like, do you have any idea how hard it is to glue that thing on? Like, I'm surprised Kathy didn't go, do you know how hard it is to glue that fucking thing on? So it's like a regurgitation of something, which I think is kind of interesting for the show to utilize a similar, maybe possibly demon tribe from another dimension. I don't think it's the same clan that Kathy's from, because these guys have different symbols on their face, but it's still like they didn't think outside the box. So we're like, let's do that thing with the whole glue the face on, and like they're not, and they're like a demon the same way. Exactly. It was kind of the same moment. So but it works here because they're different and it's a different situation. And you're not being like, oh, they did that again. I'm going, oh shit, they pulled that back. Like that's kind of I wasn't thinking about that. And we've seen it before. She could have easily just been a demon with a fucking like, but that means she sits there and glues on every inch of her skin, just like Ken did.
But like, how is no one seeing her, especially Buffy?
And now all of a sudden she's got different teeth too, though. Like, is that an illusion? Like, is that why she's flossing all the time to draw attention of the fact that she's got pearly whites and not really like sharp yellow jagged teeth? Like, I don't know what's happening there. Either way, it's revealed and we fucking love it. Out by the demons chanting by the fire, they successfully summon the demon as it explodes from under the fucking ground all theatrically. And once he's there before them is like, where is she? Except he's like, because, you know, it's all subtitles coming up on the fucking screen. I should have wrote down what they said earlier and actually said it like I usually do to imitate the people. Like, but I guess I just did it now. So at the beginning, when they're like, I think she might be the one, they're like,
exactly like that.
Forgot to also point out in the beginning of our episode 2 that one guy had the contact that wasn't displaying on his eye, or like the light that they were shining to enhance on their eyes. Like they didn't put him in frame good enough. So like he's only got one of the glowing eyes, and we're like, what is happening? Anyways, I didn't leave it out. I got it before we got done because we're almost done with the episode. Back over with the girls fighting. Buffy is saying once again that she knew how Kathy was one of the demon things, and Kathy claims she needs to finish her ritual. Cutscene transition magic over to Giles reading from a book, I guess at the library, whatever he is. He's by himself reading this out, by the way, just for our amusement, because for some reason I forgot that he's not even at his house. I thought he was reading this out to like Willow and Oz and Xander, but he's not even back at the place yet. He's out here reading this out loud to himself, aka to us. Anyways, he's like the ritual of Mok Tagar and how it involves the things that Buffy's been dreaming. And I love it because it's in-scene transition magic, because he's like, so Buffy's nightmares, and he's coming to this conclusion herself as we go back over to Buffy and Kathy, and Buffy's going, we're real. So she's like completing Giles' sentences about her nightmares being real. Kathy apologizes and explains, and like, which is really nice. You don't pay that attention. Kathy goes, look, I'm sorry. Like, she's like, this is just what I got to do. Unfortunately, call a spade a spade. It is what it ipsy. Like, that's her attitude. But she actually does apologize. Yeah. And explains that she has left her realm to attend college, and when she did, her family came after her. And Giles is continuing over there to himself how the demons recognize their own kind, even in human form, due to the lack of a soul. Kathy then completing and telling Buffy, so that's why she's taking hers. And Buffy chooses this fucking moment to sarcasm without even asking. Like her fucking sweater.
She said, it's not share time.
I'm like, bitch. Well, she's about to say that again. Kathy finishes saying when they come for her tonight, they will take Buffy instead. And Buffy is pleased with this decision because thank God she won't have to watch Kathy floss anymore. She's like, I will gladly go with them if it means getting the fuck away from you. She said, let's actually let you
say less.
Literally. But Kathy doubles down and comes back, and I won't have to live with a slob. Because let's face it, Buffy's a fucking slob. I feel bad for Joyce all of a sudden have to clean up probably for Buffy all the fucking time. All the fucking time. Not to mention when demons attack the fucking house and they've got to replace shit in the fucking house, like Dead Man's Party and shit like that. Buffy's fault because she's a slave. Actually, that was all Joyce's fault because she brought that mask into the house, but you know. Ugh. Buffy bites Kathy's hand and it manages to knock her off of her. The two begin to fight in the room. This is also funny because she throws Buffy through her fucking closet door, smashing it completely, and is like, "It's share time, Buffy." And so politely, and Buffy then is dragged out by Kathy, and she's like holding her sweater above her head. She's like, "Fine, let's start with my sweater." And like, I love this moment. She wraps it around her fucking neck as if she's choking her with it. And Kathy obviously is super strong and rips the fucking sweater, and Buffy goes, "Ooh." Like just the sound she makes. She's like, "Shit, my fucking sweater's really not like." Now I'm gonna have to sew that. Like
there ain't no bringing that one back.
That ketchup stain is the least of that sweater's worries now.
Yes.
Buffy goes, "God damn it." She's like, "Wardrobe department, just put that in there." Anyways, she then tosses Buffy over onto the floor as we see Xander and Oz waking up to Willow coming in, finding them, and they tell her Buffy's escaped, and she picks up the phone to call Kathy and warn her. But Kathy's fucking repeatedly bashing Buffy across the fucking like side to side cheek with the phone. She's like,
All you had to do was write down your code. No answer.
the fucking phone's ringing as she's getting this done. And I love it because we cut back over to fucking Willow and she goes, "There was no answer."
No answer.
So funny. Giles comes back into his apartment and just holds up the toenails and goes, "Buffy was right. They regenerate after being destroyed." He's like, he literally fucking set them on fire, burned them, and then they regenerated back to little
That's
toenails.
crazy.
That's fucking gross. But also they're like, "Oh fuck," and they're asking where Buffy is, and Xander holds up the fucking shredded ropes, and they're like, "Oh fuck, we got to get the fuck out of here and get Buffy." And then Giles instructs them to go warn her, do whatever they got to do to help, and him and Willow will stay behind to start the ritual for their spell reversal. Also clarifies to them that that's why Buffy's been acting wild in her dreams and blah blah blah, and her soul's been leaving her body, yada yada. Buffy and Kathy continue to battle, Buffy crushing Kathy's pencils when they fall to the floor because she pulls out a drawer to fucking hit that bitch with or some shit, or get thrown at her. I can't really remember. I think Kathy throws the drawer across the room at Buffy or some shit, and Buffy takes the moment to be like, "Oh look, your pencils," even looks Kathy in the eyes and then stomps her foot down and crushes them, which pisses off her. And then she rams Buffy through the fucking window and goes, "Window's open, happy." Oh my god. And Buffy damn near falls almost through the fucking window, just saying. Like, she's hanging out. Like, if you watch the stunt performer, her whole body is like tipped out the fucking window. Like, she's one toe hanging off the ledge from like fucking being out the damn window on the damn ground.
Yeah.
She knocks Buffy back, prying her mouth open against the bed as she struggles. And Sarah Michelle Gellar looks so goofy while she's actually sitting there trying to pry her mouth open. The acting is great. Giles finally finishes the spell as she finally gets her mouth open. And Buffy's essence leaves Kathy and funnels back into Buffy. Kathy gets confused as fuck, and she's like, "How did you do this?" Meanwhile, the room starts to glow, and the fucking Great One, whatever his мкtagar fucking Kapatosh or fucking name was, it begins to appear through a portal. Kathy tries to all fucking hide her face, like look away. I'm like, "Bitch, you got half a soul. He's going to figure out one of y'all is not the right one." But she hides her face, which is sucky because you realize that she knows that how much trouble she's in. You kind of almost feel bad for Kathy. Kathy claims she's not going back because her father realizes that it's her, and he claims otherwise. "Bitch, you come in the fuck with me." Xander and Oz rush in and are snarled at by the demon. They back up real fucking quick because they're like, "Oh shit, we did not expect to walk up here and see that." Or a demon in general. We didn't know Kathy was a demon. We thought Buffy was going to be here killing her. Like, what the fuck is happening? They don't even really know what Kathy is. They just know her toenails grow back after being destroyed. Like,
That's true.
They did not know what they were walking into, and they walked into shit, and they were like, "Yep, this is Sunny." Either way, she screams at her father, like, "I don't want to fucking go back." And he's like, "Too bad, bitch." Summons a portal in the fucking floor. It sucks Kathy in. She screams, disappears in a horrific thing. And we're like, yes, you bitch. You fucking are out of here. Bye. She got the fuck out of there. Cool, though, because he steps in the portal afterward and it just zips up back into the floor like it was fucking nothing. I'm like, the people out in the hallways didn't hear this damn portal like whooshing and swirling up in there fucking here. Flashes of fucking light. The window's open so you can see the whole damn light show and hear screams. Like, no one's coming to check on this shit. No one can hear that shit, but that one guy comes out in the hallway while Buffy and Kathy are fighting and is like,
Do you mind? People are trying to study.
No.
I know.
Everything's back to normal. Anyways, our final scene lands us with Buffy and Willow in her dorm room as Willow hangs up a Dingo's Ate My Baby poster in place where the Celine Dion poster used to be. She's like, this year is actually going to be super fun now because awesome enough, Willow is now Buffy's fucking roommate. Amazing. Like, we love this outcome. This is the best because now Willow doesn't have to have a shitty roommate. Buffy doesn't have to have a shitty roommate. And it was actually like a smart way to get Buffy and Willow back together since they were kind of separated since they started college in a way. It puts them back in the spotlight together, not only as best friends and having their dynamic on the show, but it would have been so cliche for Buffy and Willow to go to college and automatically be roommates. You know what I mean? So it was a great way to set this up for
you're
storyline.
totally right.
Like, it wasn't cliche. It was very plot driven and perfect. Worked out for both of them, though. Willow also taking this moment to apologize for doubting Buffy. Buffy claiming she had reason to doubt, since Kathy had a good backstory and cover and all that other shit. Buffy expresses how glad she is to know that Kathy's soul-sucking what was making her no fun, crazy Buffy, and how she's always felt like she was a pretty easygoing gal. Willow grabs the other half of Buffy's peanut butter and jelly sandwich that she's been eating, and she does ask, are you going to finish this? But immediately puts it into her mouth and starts eating it before Buffy says, no, you can have the rest of that. And I love it because as we watch her fucking teeth close, they all zoomed up to Allison Hannigan's fucking mouth chomping down on the fucking thing with the slow zoom shots and the fucking music again. And then we cut over to Buffy with the dramatic IQ again as her eyes begin to squint like she did earlier, close up to the camera. And we're just like, oh hell. It kind of leaves you on like a cliffhanger of being like, damn, now Willow's gonna slowly low-key like drive her crazy in certain ways, or Buffy's still got her little
she's just like
quirks
triggered with roommates.
Exactly. And but it's Willow. So we know there wouldn't be nothing to come of that. The next episode, Living Conditions Part 2. Buffy kills Willow. Killing Willow. Yeah, exactly. We fade to black, and here endeth the episode. What a fun episode, honestly. I can't say that enough. That is I can't wait till the day randomly in the future when we're like, you want to watch Living Conditions? Be like, yeah, sure. We're just at this Airbnb chilling today. Let's watch it and laugh again. Except we won't. I'll be like, let's watch the episode where Jenny Calendar dies.
We'll never watch that one again.
Except for whatever you decide years from now to be like, wow, Brandon died all those years ago. I'm going to listen to the podcast and also watch Buffy again for a second time. It's just like, that's not happening. No. Anyways, themes and metaphor really quickly. This one was kind of fun. Living Conditions to me like really triggered invasion of personal space, loss of personal space, how destabilizing it can be whenever you no longer feel safe or comfortable in your own environment, when you're forced to live with somebody specifically also, and you have to recalibrate every single little instance of how you just operate in your own space. Because you now have to share it with somebody else. And you have to learn this person too. And you're unfortunately learning that this person is not cool to live with. Yeah. Buffy isn't just annoyed by her roommate. She's like slowly being worn down by her also. And her exhaustion, her irritability, and self-doubt begin to mirror what it feels like when your boundaries are crossed so subtly that you start questioning whether you're the problem. Because that is something that Buffy does along the beginning parts of this process. In certain ways, most of the time she's sitting there being like, no, I know this is not me. Like, I'm not going crazy. This is this bitch. But everybody else kind of like start like in a normal situation. People are like, am I the problem? Like, this would be like the theme that would come up for your life. You'd be like, you're getting gaslit, which kind of like brings me into the episode using supernatural things as metaphor for like unhealthy living dynamics. Like Kathy represents the kind of person who drains you emotionally while maintaining plausible innocence throughout everything. And on the surface, everything is seemingly fine, but the longer Buffy ignores her instincts, the more disconnected she becomes from herself and from others. And this also plays into how immaturity affects situations and how handling something through the lack thereof never helps the situation, because both of them get really petty, both get very immature. And even though one's a demon, had that not be the case, we probably would have still come to blows, and these bitches would have had to like go to the fucking college to speak with whoever is a higher up that says, listen, our living situation is not room up. We need to switch roommates. Like, I'm going to kill her. Like, if you don't get me out of this room. Like, or she's doing something like illegal and get her kicked out, like whatever the case may be, like whole thing.
Frame her.
But like, again, like it has Buffy's friends questioning if Buffy's the problem. So then Buffy's like starting to like in her mind, whether she's thinking she's the problem or not, she's like, I'm getting doubted as if I am the problem. So this is bullshit.
And then it makes that other person more of a problem.
And then you start to resent your friends and things like that for doing it too. So you got themes of that kind of in here as well. Honestly, what makes the episode resonate so much is how real truly it feels, though, as we've talked about the whole episode. Buffy doesn't immediately recognize what's happening because we as people, I feel like, are often taught to tolerate discomfort, especially when you're trying to fit in or avoid conflict.
Totally.
Because in a situation like this, you probably wouldn't want to come to blows immediately with your roommate. You'd probably be like, I have to make the best of this. Kind of like Willow's mindset was
like
on it.
that soon, because you obviously also want to give people like a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. Like maybe y'all are both stressed with college. Maybe this is new for everyone. You know, like I feel like you make excuses for a while.
But yeah, before you realize
before you want to kill her.
Yes, before you realize it's opposite day and getting the fuck out of here. Either way, to close off, living conditions really reminds us all not all harm is loud or obvious, and that trusting your intuition is more so an act of self-preservation, not coming from a place of selfishness. Because Buffy's poor little ass is sure not acting selfish like everybody thinks that she is, and just trying to have this me, like I don't like my roommate attitude, because that is not what's happening.
Yeah, totally agree.
But then just being gaslit, like in general too, just to like really truly hone in and close on that. Like I feel like Kathy was gaslighting the fuck out of Buffy, like faking the dreams and like the instances where she's around her friends and playing it off, and like she had Buffy running for a fucking fool while she was making her crazy by getting her soul sucked and making her like feel unnerved in her presence. Like not just physically unnerved in Kathy's presence, like her own body wasn't feeling normal because she had half a soul and was not herself anymore. She was like almost losing her conscience in a way. Basically, she was turning into Angelus, you know. If your name's Jenny, you better fucking run. We don't talk about Jenny 3 times this episode. Anyways, a little slew of Buffy fun facts. This episode is about a quarter under 42 minutes, where our normal runtime is about 45 minutes. This is like the shortest episode of Buffy that aired on the WB, just to throw it out there, which makes sense because it doesn't have an overall story arc that we need to get through. It's kind of scene by scene, real quick and fast, but has a lot going on, as you said. Walter Borcher, I think is how you say his name. He portrayed the 𝐒𝐞𝐚𝐬𝐬𝐽 demon, I think the dad, and he actually was the same vampire that woke up at the beginning of The Freshman, that saw the bag of weapons and left from behind, and she's like, is this guy ever going to wake up? Apparently that's the same actor, and I didn't know this, but apparently we see him as another vampire in season 5. I think it's just like a random, it's not like a big bad or like, you know, some big foe for Buffy. It's just a vampire, but I didn't never know.
Interesting.
That I know there's a couple times they bring back people, like obviously they did with Brian Thompson when he played Luke and the Judge. Apparently a common thing that they bring people back because they can put makeup on them and you don't know that that's the actor that they've had before. It's promised. Roger Morrissey portraying that was one of the 𝐒𝐞𝐚𝐬𝐬𝐽 demons. It wasn't the main one. ฏapparíche, or whatever the fuck his name, ฏapparíche. He is the father of Kathy. He was also reutilized as the demon, and he previously played Hans and Greta Strauss in demon version in the episode Gingerbread. So the big did I get it monsters kill the bad girls, like that big old fucking creepy thing.
Yeah,
that same guy that played Kathy's father is the guy who played the demon in that costume.
Okay.
I thought it was cool. I found out like they just be regurgitating people for demons all the time. So once again, what I said a minute ago is still relevant. I forgot I had that point on there. I wrote these weeks ago. Xander says Big Sky Country in reference to Kathy. He's like, when she's like, oh, I'm from Nebraska originally, he's like, Big Sky Country. Apparently that's actually Montana that's known for that, not Nebraska. So Xander's stupid. But also I read that they possibly, because Mark Fields wrote about it in his little myth, metaphor, and stuff book, he had a little line that said maybe they were trying to give us a clue in that moment for saying that like Kathy said, oh, Nebraska. And since she didn't look at Xander and be like, oh no, that's Montana, she didn't know shit for shit. So like it was trying to let us know ahead of time that maybe like his perspective was maybe they were trying to let us know that Kathy was the problem.
I see.
Like without, just like they did a couple of other times, like when Buffy's like, come out and fight me like a thing, and Kathy comes out, and like little moments like that. I could see that.
A little breadcrumb.
There was a couple deleted scenes. This one I thought was funny because Buffy is apparently supposed to say to Giles when she's talking about Kathy, I mean, she'd make anybody nuts. She has her outfits written up on index cards and she gives them names like Easter at the White House. And I find that deeply, deeply disturbing, don't you? So they've left it out, but apparently contextually, Kathy also has index cards where she plans out her outfits for the week and for the
That is insane.
Yes. I don't like her.
Clearly.
And then after Buffy says, I knew it, after pulling her face off, she was supposed to continue to say, I knew you're one of those demon things. And Kathy goes, I'm not. Those guys are after me. And Buffy was supposed to reply, funny, I'm seeing the skin, the eyes. And Kathy was saying, so I'm from the same dimension, but I'm not like them. They're disgusting. And Buffy goes, what? They don't live by Kathy's system? Like, I think they could have kept all that in. I get it being cut for time and stuff. But at the same time, I'm like, she's like, those guys are after me. I'm not one of them. And I'm like, bitch, you look exactly like them. The fuck are you talking about? Like,
I know, right? Okay, so yeah, but you are.
Anyways, that's all I got for Buffy Fun Facts. Now we can get into our final slays.
Final slays.
Final slays. Kathy's dead. It's share time, Courtney.
It's not.
So why don't you share your quotes?
Okay. My quotes are actually, I don't have that many, so that's shocking.
We don't have 8 for a change.
I know, right?
Look at that.
I have 2. My first one is when Buffy is like, first she decides she has sit privileges at my lunch table just because some computer decided to make us cellmates.
Cellmates, yes.
And I'm like, oh my god, so proper. Because I'm like, I'm sure that you can use that as a joke, even if you live with like a roommate that you get along with, just to be sarcastic.
Yeah.
But the fact that she probably quite literally feels like she's in prison with this bitch, like, yeah.
We would call it hash mates.
Yes,
because we're the hashties.
And then I wrote where Kathy comes back in, and like you said earlier, she just like happens to catch that little split second of Buffy hanging up the phone, and she's like, "Don't forget to log those calls."
Wagging her fucking finger and shit too. You just want to throw something at her,
like she's her damn mom.
I had Willow whenever I've always liked it, but I really liked it this time around for sure. When she's like, "Did we not put the "gur" in girl"? I just like it because it makes you automatically think like "gur" or like the little monster at the end. Like the word "gur" is in girl, and I was like, Willow would be saying some feminist shit. But apparently, fun fact that I wanted to burn right here because I was going to give it in this moment. It's a possible allusion to the Riot Girl movement, which focuses on female empowerment. So once again, like female empowerment being a thing, like when girls go off to college and stuff like that, they feel more empowered in themselves and to embrace certain parts of themselves, explore, and all this other stuff. So I think it was very on par for Willow to say something like this, you know? I like when Buffy then replies to her moments later and she's like, "Wish me monsters." Like, I just thought it was cute because that's like the Slayer thing to do to her best friend. Like, she couldn't say that to anybody else except one of her other friends. Obviously, I said it a little bit ago, but I like when Willow's trying to call to warn Kathy or Buffy or whoever, and the fucking phone's getting slapped across, and she's like, there was no answer. Just that whole moment, that dialogue of talking about like all you had to do was log down your calls, and then Willow being like, I couldn't reach her, and I'm like, the phone was in her hand. There's a reason why you couldn't reach her. Like, she was closer to the phone than you thought. She was right there. She was trying to get there. Leave a voicemail. And then my last one was Buffy. Whenever she's like, "Thank God I don't have to watch you floss anymore," just because this is not the moment to be like she had to slip that one last little petty fucking jab in there. I'm like, this is the Buffy that I truly love, honestly, because Buffy could be on death's door and she's still gonna be bantering, making jokes, being sarcastic,
trying to get the last word in,
dying for Shining Slayer status. Anyways, speaking of, who's your Shining Slayer this episode?
Buffy.
Is it really?
Yeah,
mine's Giles for reversing the spell.
Oh yeah.
You don't have to choose him. You can choose Buffy. Why'd you choose Buffy?
No, I mean, that's a good point. That's a good point. Well, Buffy, because I feel like it takes a certain amount of resilience to not be listened to and heard by the people that you trust at some point along the way, especially when you come with some hard evidence that you yourself have gathered disgustingly. But in any case, you gathered it and you presented it. So I'm just like, I don't know, like we touched base on earlier, like if you were that worried about any given thing, no matter how crazy it sounds, as the duty of your best friend, I feel like I can't just shrug off what you're saying, even if you were like Courtney. I feel like I saw a UFO last night, and then this beam of light came down and abducted me, and now I just came back. I don't know where I've been the last 12 hours. Like, yeah, that sounds fucking crazy, but when you come with me with some tangible evidence, or you're like, look at this mark on my back, it's from an alien, you know, like I'm not gonna just shrug that off and be like, Brandon, you need to go to the loony bin. Listen, I'm gonna trap you in my net and have an intervention.
I'm fresh off of watching it, so like, which it's gonna tie in so perfectly actually, because I'm just not reading the back of the book except for the first time the first words that fucking come on here. You're talking about aliens and leaving a print on you and stuff like that. I restarted watching the show Roswell. That was also a WB show and also stars the guy who played Billy Ford from the Lie to Me episode.
I see.
Me and Chris started talking about this show the other day. And he was like, did you ever, because we were having a deep conversation about Buffy and like characters and things like that. We got on the subject of Roswell, and I was like, oh, I only watched it the one time when it was on the WB. It had 3 seasons before it like got canceled and stuff. But we were talking about how much it reminded us of Buffy and stuff. Like, and obviously Buffy inspired the show because it came out like 1999. Obviously Buffy had been on the air for a few years and stuff like that. And I just picked up my box set to show it to you that I bought these on eBay because you can't find them streaming anywhere. They're like not available in the States or even in the UK right now. So I was like, I'll buy the first couple of seasons on eBay if I got them for like $10 a piece or whatever. But on the back of the box it says, like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the show transcends genre, addictive guilty pleasure, as it's like fucking cat. Like I didn't even know it said Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but then I choose because you're talking about aliens because the show was, if you've never, have you ever watched Roswell? I really liked it back then. I'm wanting to rewatch it now. Me and Chris are going to talk about it as we, not like on the podcast or anything, but we're gonna like text about like watching the episodes together and stuff just to like go through it. But I haven't seen it in forever, so I'm excited to see it through today's lens because I love the show back then. It is very similar to Buffy, but about aliens. It's the only sci-fi show I've truly ever liked. Like I like Alien and a couple of sci-fi movies, but as far as TV shows, I don't really get into space and shit like that. I don't watch Star Trek or Star Wars or things like that. It's just not my like genre at all. But yeah, Giles is my Shining Slayer, my weekly Wiggins for this. I wrote down jokes. I do have one major one, and I'll say that one last. But for first off, the toenails, like everything about them, clipping them, picking them up off the floor, probably snacking on them a little bit like the potato chips. Like, just calm down. Obviously, second one has to go to Miss Kathy Newman herself because she's cringe. She's a Wiggins all in itself for everything that she was doing this episode. But my overall main one is the people not believing in Buffy again. The people being her friends. That was my true weekly Wiggins. I just can't stand that shit. But
yeah, those are actually really good weekly Wiggins, and I am gonna second your last one because that is a weekly Wiggins for sure. That's always a weekly Wiggins apparently. But Buffy downing the milk and just letting it spill over. She was taking like a milk shower basically. So that was my weekly Wiggins in addition to the toenail ASMR.
If someone was watching Buffy from behind do that, they'd be like, is that bitch lactating? Just fucking milk rolling off her damn chest.
Something is wrong.
Like, Buffy, did you and Parker do something that we think you should be doing? Like, what is happening here? That Slade moment, what was yours?
Oh, when Buffy got herself out of the ropes and she was like, nope, not tight enough.
God damn it, that was mine.
That was a good moment.
It literally is that Slade moment because it's Slade. Like, this bitch confirmed.
And I like how you said she bashed their head together like some coconuts.
That's what you think. You think like it's like very comical. It's like shows back in the day where you see like cartoons like get their heads smacked together and shit like that.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Exact same thing. The last one, Slayer at predictions, because we had the same Slade moment where we slayed together, mate, as we should. Next episode, the title for it is The Harsh Light of Day. It's such a good fucking episode. I'll say right now while you're thinking and pondering that Chris, aka Buffy Dude, is coming to join us for that episode. So I'm super excited for us to discuss it. It's probably one of my favorite episodes for the season. It's a really good episode. We see some stuff that is really cool.
Harsh light of
we have
day.
a character returning that we've seen in the past for this episode.
I don't know. The only thing that comes to mind, obviously, is like something very vampire-esque because the harsh light of day, which is where vampires can't go. But I don't know.
You have such a surprise coming.
That's all I got.
I'm so excited for you to witness the first 3 minutes of the episode.
Ooh,
more than anything, it comes in quick. We're watching that episode together, by the way, because I have to see your reaction to that. So we have to watch it online. It doesn't need to be a reaction video or anything, but whenever we watch that episode after we finish recording Angel this coming week, before we get together with Chris, like honestly, I'll be there for Meredith's thing.
Yeah, on Saturday.
Why don't we just watch we can watch it like on Sunday while we're together. Yeah. All right. I guess we will do a react. No, I won't. I don't feel like recording and editing that. Yeah, but I'm really excited for you to watch that episode. It's out of the first 3, that one would be the one that I'd be like, I can't wait for you to see it. That one and the fourth one too, because like I've said before.
I'm excited.
I'm gonna leave that out. Actually, I'm not gonna say that part. Either way, what a fun episode that was to fucking cover. We gave this one, like I said in the beginning, a lot of attention because we like did the coverage for it. Right now, we watched it technically both twice. I've watched it 400 times. We did the Instagram live event, not to mention like the bonus episode interview I got to do with Dagney. So like this is to me like an episode that from now on, even though it already stood out, it's going to stand out immensely more in my life as like, even for us, like along our podcast journey, if we were like, what some of y'all's top episodes, I think this would probably come up in that list just because we made so much of it. It wasn't one of our other episodes we just treated as a quick one and done. You know what I mean? Like we really got hot. And it's kind of like whenever we do the reacts and I have so much to post about it on my end, I'm like, damn, I spent a lot of time with this episode. Like I didn't just create one little singular post or do this, that, and the other. Like it's whatever. You guys be sure to go listen to the interview with Dagney Kerr after you listen to this. If you don't, you're boring. Just kidding. But either way, let us know what you think of this one. Do you like the story of Kathy trying to steal Buffy's soul for herself so she doesn't have to return to her world? Do you feel all the levels of cringe across the episode? Have any of you ever lived with someone you just couldn't get along with? Tell us, because I absolutely need to know those stories. Like I want in detail what happened and what you did, and if you murdered anybody, if you wrote a fake note, if you collected toenails off the floor, if you ate a couple. Let me know all the things. I hope you guys had overall fun listening to this one because it was great. We'll be back next week with our next episode of Angel, so we will catch you all back here for that. So until next time, do you believe in love after love? Alexa, play.
Here's Believe by Cher on Spotify.
Yep, this is how we're in this. Because why wouldn't we? I wish they could see us on camera right now. Said and done. I'm gonna be the only one. Oh, do you believe in love after love? I can feel something inside the skin.
Why were you talking to her? Buffy, come on, we were just saying hi. Yeah, that's what she wants you to think.
Buffy, this has to stop. I mean, I get it. I have a sucky roomie too, but you just have to deal.
You're right. I've been thinking a lot about this, and it's clear to me now.
Good. That's better.
Kathy's evil. I'm an evil fighter. It's simple. I'm gonna have to kill her.
You have to kill her? Don't you think you could just switch rooms or something?
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Buffy on Revamped. Remember to join us next week for a new episode release as we continue our journey through Sunnydale along with our Scoobies. We would love to hear from you, so share your thoughts. Discuss with us your perspectives on this or previous week's episodes by following us on Instagram and sending us a DM at revamped_rewatch podcast or by emailing us at revampedrewatchpod@gmail.com.
And if you're interested in A World Left Behind, check out my show, Echoes of Elsewhere, an urban exploration podcast where I uncover the hidden mysteries of forgotten places, interview other explorers, and share with you my tips and tricks of the trade. Subscribe and listen wherever you get your podcasts. Until next time,
the Earth is definitely doomed.
This podcast is dedicated to the Buffyverse, to its fans, and my sister, Tiffany Dawn Pearson.